Here to offer today's invocation and perform our national anthem, please welcome five-time Grammy-nominated recording artist with 30 #1 songs, currently on the My Story, Your Glory tour, singer-songwriter Matthew West.
Let's pray together.
Race.
Dear Heavenly Father, we bow our heads before you and thank you for another day to be alive. We pause to acknowledge that every good gift comes from you. And the chance to gather here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway truly is a gift. We thank you for the freedom we enjoy in the United States of America and for all of the men and women who sacrifice so much to protect that freedom every single day. We thank you for these gifted drivers who will be behind the wheel today and for the skilled crew who've crafted these beautiful machines. Lord, we pray a special prayer for protection and safety on every single lap of this race. Finally, we pray for peace where there is trouble, light where the world is dark, and hope for all who feel hopeless. We thank you most of all for your love and for the gift of your Son, Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That finishes up today's pre-race show for the Bank of America ROVAL 400. We'll go racing next.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait,
okay,
Jim,
I gotta hit the bathroom. I'll be right back.
We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Make your plans now to stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa next March when NASCAR returns to Las Vegas. They have great race ticket and room packages for you to choose from. The South Point also features a wide variety of excellent dining options at 11 different restaurants. Or you can enjoy the 16-screen movie complex and visit the 64-lane bowling center. Visit southpointcasino.com and make your reservations today. Stay where the racers stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa. From the ROVAL at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Hi, this is Doug Rice, host of PRN's Behind the Mic, a podcast where we talk to the top sportscasters from all over this country. People like Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors.
It made it so much more interesting and so much more challenging in the sense where you knew that this team was, moving in an historical direction.
Marty Brenneman, the longtime broadcaster for the Cincinnati Reds.
Our engineer, Dave Armbruster, who was with me for 46 years, said, I've just gotten a call from the clubhouse. Lou wants you to put an open appeal out on the air and ask Tom Brownie to come back to the ballpark.
Ben Ingram, the play-by-play voice of the Atlanta Braves.
Winning the World Series, that was so much fun. It was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And who wouldn't want to repeat that? Broadcasting is easier. What we do is easier when the team that we're covering is performing well.
Remember to check out PRN's Behind the Mic and hear from the great voices of sports wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
There have been many adjectives used to describe this marriage of the road course and the oval, known as the ROVAL. A few that come to mind: unique, challenging. And then this week, another word popped into the mix: chaotic. We hear that one more and more, especially from drivers who understand the chaos it can produce.
Elliott locks up the tires, and he noses into the tire barriers. The dominant car of the day has crashed in turn one. It's a single car incident.
You know, this place is just, it's just a lot crammed into not a lot of space, really. It's kind of how it feels, like you're racing in a parking lot or something. You know, it's just not, it's just tight.
Some have tamed this beast, while others...
Keselowski misses turn one, and 4, 5, 6 cars pile in. Kyle Busch's car is destroyed. Trevor Bayne's car is heavily damaged.
They dive into the chicane. They touch. Jimmy Johnson spins. Martin Truex Jr. gets hit by Johnson. They are both spun out.
Today, the ROVAL is a cutoff race, paring the playoff field down to the round of 8. And that will make it even more challenging. Tyler Reddick is on the pole.
Yeah, this is what we needed to do. We had hoped and put a lot of effort in, as all the playoff teams do, into this race. And I think for the most part, this is as good as outcome for the 45 as possible, right?
William Byron's strategy is to keep focus on the task at hand.
It's definitely us against ourselves. You know, I feel like it's us executing races. It's us putting together good performances, top 5 performances that we know we're capable of.
Ryan Blaney got the coveted Talladega win, but would have loved to have more regular season points.
It definitely makes it hard for us when we get to the next round, not having a ton of playoff points like, you know, the 24 group or, you know, 19 or the 5 have. That definitely makes it tough, and it shows you that running well throughout the regular season, you know, pays dividends.
And also in the field today, there's Kevin Harvick, enjoying the last moments of his Cup career.
As I go to each racetrack, it's fun to be able to celebrate and do the things that you need to do, and I'm enjoying the time that I have with the guys and seeing, you know, what they're going to do next.
It's the Bank of America ROVAL 400 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and every lap is here on PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to the ROVAL at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is indeed unpredictable, and as you heard from the highlights there, it has produced more than its share of highlights in the first 5 years. Right now, the fans here at Charlotte Motor Speedway are in for a special treat. One, they're getting an encore flyover. Everybody loves a good flyover, but also, Mark, they're going to make an exhibition run with the Garage 56 car, which was the star of Le Mans earlier this year. It looked like Goliath on the playground compared to all the sports cars that were over there, and it garnered worldwide attention.
They loved it. They liked the growl of the engine, the big, bad, you know, American muscle car over at Le Mans. In that world-famous picture, Doug, where that car surrounded by all the prototypes, and it looked like 2 feet taller, 3 feet wider. It was almost like, you know, the men playing with the boys kind of thing, size-wise, with their race cars. And I tell you what, it was really exciting to see that at Le Mans. Total hit, total success for Hendrick Motorsports, NASCAR, the IMSA Series, Goodyear, Chevrolet, all the folks that put up so much money to make that happen.
And it ran well. It didn't go over there and lay an egg. It was actually a high-performance vehicle. I think it exceeded a lot of expectations. They're getting ready to crank it up here, and it'll do a couple of ceremonial laps on the ROVAL before we actually go trackside and start the engines here today for the Bank of America ROVAL 400. And I know we talked about it. We're not trying to hype it too much. There's a really good house here. It's not a sellout, but there are a lot of folks that were intrigued enough to come out here and watch this today, and the fact that the weather is absolutely perfect doesn't hurt.
I gotta believe, Doug, after what they heard and what they saw yesterday in the Xfinity Series race, and then you combine it with a weather forecast, Again, you look out across this racetrack, temperatures in the 70s, absolutely not a cloud in the sky, hardly nothing but blue skies, sunshine. It is the perfect conditions to watch a race.
This is the 6th edition of the ROVAL. All of them have been exciting in one way or another. It's also the 3rd race in this round of the NASCAR playoffs. All of those races have been pretty spicy affairs, and we all know that the spice must continue to flow here today as we get ready for the Bank of America ROVAL 400, and the crowd kind of buzzing in anticipation right now of cranking it up and going at it for 109 laps. 252 miles. It's a short race, but it is long on excitement. As we get ready here to go trackside, Liv Morgan will be giving the command to fire them up and battle at this racetrack. And now they have extended the time to 2 minutes away because they want to get the Garage 56 car a little chance to put on a show here in front of the fans.
You can hear this thing coming. I mean, this is even louder than the Next Gen Cup car, and of course it's patterned after a Next Gen car as it hammered down heading to turn number 1. Doug, by the way, we heard from Bubba Wallace. It's his birthday today, turning 30. Happy birthday, Bubba. It's also Bill Elliott's birthday. He turned 68. They asked Chase Elliott, your dad here? No, he's home mowing the lawn.
I want to go out to our turn announcers. Mark James, you got a good look at this Garage 56 car flashing by you?
Well, I'll tell you what, you hear it going by me just now, Doug, and as that thing fired up that first lap, it interrupted the cornhole games and the barbecues and whatnot. People flew over to the fence to get a sneak peek of it. That's for sure. It is flying around the racetrack now in front of Michael Young.
Yeah, very throaty engine sound as it passes underneath me and gets back into the throttle as it makes its way to turn number 9. It just looks spectacular here at the ROVAL at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Rob Albright.
You know, it's the exact same race car. Well, not exactly the same, but very much similar. But it looks and sounds so much faster, and I don't know why that is. Entering that chicane on the backstretch, Brad, pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. It's even more amazing to see how quick it comes up off the corner and starts climbing up the banking. Jordan Taylor, one of the drivers of this car who helped test it out, is actually in it right now as he's making these fast laps around the ROVAL. Coming back to you, Mark and Doug.
All right, it makes it into the chicane here with Jordan Taylor at the wheel, and everybody gets a nice little taste of the Garage 56 car that brought a lot of excitement to Le Mans this year when it went over and showed off a little Detroit muscle, and now the obligatory burnout here along the front stretch. Nice little extra treat.
It was, Doug, and of course the drivers who actually raced it, Jimmy Johnson, Jensen Button, and Mike Rockenfeller.
Let's go trackside right now for the command.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome WWE superstar Liv Morgan.
Drivers, start your engine!
The command has been given. Let's crank him up.
All right, here we go.
Now, the starting lineup presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Starting back in row 19 and 37th is Ty Dillon, the Bond Secures Chevrolet. 36 belongs to Kyle Larson, the Valvoline HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. 35th is Andy Lally, the Camping World Ford. 34th is Zane Smith, the Ambetter Health Ford. Starting 33rd is Austin Hill, the United Rentals Chevrolet. 32nd belongs to Todd Gilliland, the Rudabush Development and Construction Machine. 31st to Harrison Burton, the Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford.
Then taking the green flag 30th, Chase Briscoe in the Ford Performance Racing School Ford. Then it's the Menards Ford for Austin Cindric, 29th. 28th, Josh Balicki, the Ziegler Auto Group Chevrolet. Then it's the Harris Teeter Totino Chevrolet for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 27th. 26th, it's Mike Rockenfeller in the Sunseeker Resort Chevrolet. Then it's the Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for Justin Haley, 25th. 24th, Corey LaJoy, the Gainbridge Chevrolet. Then it's the Allegiant Chevrolet of Eric Jones, 23rd. Outside, row 11. 22nd on the grid, Kevin Harvick in the Ream chasing a pure Ford. And then in 21st, his teammate Eric Almirola in the IHOP Ford.
Row 10 starting 20th, Chris Buescher in the Fifth Third Bank Ford. Ford. Brad Keselowski starts 19th in the Castrol Edge Ford. 18th belongs to Ryan Preece in the Autodesk HaasTooling.com Ford. 17th, it's Ryan Blaney, the Discount Tire Ford. The 16th starter is Alex Bowman in the Ally Chevrolet. It's the Huck Performance Fishing Chevrolet of Austin Dillon in 15th. 14th is William Byron, the HP Chevrolet. Starting 13th, Michael McDowell, the Love's Travel Stops Ford. 12th is Ross Chastain, the Worldwide Express Chevrolet. And 11th, Martin Truex Jr. in the Bass Pro Shops Toyota.
10th on the grid, it's Ty Gibbs, the Interstate Batteries Toyota. To his inside, his teammate Denny Hamlin in the Mavis Tires and Brakes Toyota. Then it's the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Chase Elliott 8th. 7th, Joey Logano, the Shell Pennzoil Ford. Moving up to row 3. 6th on the grid in the Celsius Chevrolet, it's A.J. Allmendinger. To his inside, Kyle Busch in the Lenovo Chevrolet. Row 2, starting 4th in the Leidos Toyota, it's Bubba Wallace. He goes off 4th. 3rd, Daniel Suarez in the Aguas Frescas Chevrolet. And now the front row on the outside in the DeWalt Plumbing Solutions Toyota, it's Christopher Bell. And on the pole for the first time on the Roval, for the second time in 2023, Tyler Reddick, the Jordan brand Toyota, his speed 102.839 miles per hour.
And that's the starting lineup for the 6th running of the Bank of America Roval 400 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And the starting lineup presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. At Hunt Brothers Pizza, we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com to find your next pizza.
The NASCAR playoffs are here, and everyone on the Toyota racing team is gearing up to bring the championship home. Like Andre and Steve, who've been growing out their playoff beards.
I've been growing mine for 20 years. Doesn't that just make it a beard?
That's called dedication, Steve. To accomplish greater things this year, everyone plays a part. Be part of the action at toyota.com/racing. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
There are only 8 left in the NASCAR playoffs when they come to Vegas. Who will take home the win? Playoff weekend returns, and it's going to be much cooler. It's October 13th through 15th, the South Point 400 NASCAR playoff race. Kids tickets are just $10 on Sunday, free on Saturday. And Friday is free to everyone. That's right, everyone. Concerts, camping, kids fun. We have everything to make the experience one for the memory books. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, October 13th through 15th.
Cars are on the track for their first pace laps of the day. They're being led by Kevin Harvick, making his last competitive appearance here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. From the Roval, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
If you have a chance to make a difference in a kid's life, you need to take full advantage of that opportunity.
For those kids to know somebody has their back, somebody is caring about them, thinking about them when they feel like nobody is.
Anything that I can do now to support Speedway Children's Charities, I do because I've seen the work firsthand.
We owe it to children, no matter where they come from.
Unfortunately, there is no end to some of the terrible atrocities in our world. Speedway Children's Charities can feel really good that we are getting the most good out of every dollar that's given. At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
And if one child is still in need,
then there's still work to do.
Because their future is our future.
And there's still so much they can teach us.
Find out more at speedwaycharities.org.
We're back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting set for the green flag in the Roval 400. They're coming across the start-finish line on one of their pace laps right now.
Let's go ahead and get our pit road picks for the day. Since he's covering the entrance to pit road, we'll start off with Alan Cavana.
Oh, didn't I get lucky? I'm going with the chalk here, going with the pole setter. Tyler Reddick wins this thing in the 45 car.
All right, Wendy Venturini, they're stuck in the middle with you here, so what do you think?
Yeah, it's a rose between two thorns. It's okay. I'm about 10 feet away from Alan, and I was giving him the dirty eye from here. Don't take my pick. It's Kyle Busch, guys. He's going to win. He has nothing to lose. He's got to go for the victory. victory. Kyle Busch is going to get in victory lane.
I miss seeing Wendy give Alan the dirty eye, whatever that is. All right, Brett McMillan, I think you're safe from all that.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get the dirty eye from Wendy. That could be very painful, I'm sure. All right, I'm going to go with another Kyle. This is the guy who had his crew up all night long last night, getting the backup car ready. That's what Cliff Daniels told me. They're set to go. They're starting at the back, but he's going to throw a Hail Mary and end up winning this thing and move it to the next round. That's Kyle Larson.
Before we get to green, let's check in again with our turn announcers. Down there, turns 1 and 2, Nick Yeoman.
Appreciate that, Mark. Really excited to watch these drivers slide around turns 1, 2, and 3. The elevation change allows these cars to get awful light. We saw them sliding left and right in the Xfinity race yesterday. That's going to be par for the course again today. That left-hander, a 90-degree turn, right turn number 2. The racetrack falls away, swooping, carrying speed down into turn number 3. This racetrack looks great. It is a packed house, and Mark Janes, I'm pretty fired up in the 6th year here in the Roval.
Yeah, they'll be leaning on one another through 3 and 4, and not in a good way for sure. Not in a helping fashion. They're going to try to widen those elbows out, give themselves some room. There's a short little straightaway, as we described earlier here, and I think it leads to perhaps the most tricky portion of this race course. It's that uphill climb to turn number 5, and you crest the hill, and late in the run, when that tire wear starts to wear on you a little bit, loosens the grip in the rear end of that car, Michael Young, that's when things can get crazy in front of you at 6 and 7.
And the long run, the key here as we get set to get racing here at the Roval, getting through turn 6, 7, and 8, and as I said at the top of the show, gaining as much speed as you can through turn number 7, setting yourself up for that left-hander of turn number 8, and then sweeping through the fast portion of this Roval, turn numbers 9 and 10. Rob Albright going to be a quick one, going to be a very racy one here at the Roval today.
You bet, Michael. Turns 1 and 2 for the oval here at Charlotte Motor Speedway become turns 9 and 10 for the Roval. That's what you'll hear me refer to them as all afternoon long, and they drive them much differently than they do when it is on the oval, because they're entering turn number 9 at a much slower rate of speed, getting the car up through the gears, up to maximum velocity, the middle of turns 9 and 10, the 24 degrees of banking, and when they exit that turn number 10, now they've got to set up for the chicane that is in the infield. But to do that, sometimes you'll see them coming too wide, and it becomes quite a game of chicken. And Brad Gilly, when they get to that chicane, boy, there's some chicken going on there.
Well, as they approach the backstretch chicane, that's actually turns 11 and 12. Turn 11 is a 90-degree left-hander. Turn 12, a 90-degree right-hander. If you miss the chicane outright, you have to come to a complete stop right outside of the chicane on what would be the back straightaway of the oval. If you actually put all 4 tires outside of the racetrack going through the chicane, you've got to come all the way to the front stretch and make a stop to serve a penalty for that. Once they exit turn 12, then they start to climb up the 24 degrees of banking on the racetrack. That's going to be turns 13 and 14 that will wrap them around to the front straightaway, and that's where they come back into the view of Doug Rice and Mark Garrow.
And that means turns 15, 16, 17, they make up the front stretch chicane as it is on the back. If you missed it at the exit of the chicane, before you get to the start-finish line, you have to pull over, park the car, come to a complete stop before you restart. If you're doing this early on at the start of the race or after a restart, you are going to lose a lot of position. So again, they do not want to blow through these chicanes. Now the cars have just made their way down pit road to kind of set their pit road speed. It is 40 miles per hour. The pace car runs 45. The pace car driver today, Jesse Dolavoot, he's behind the wheel of a Toyota Camry TRD. 2023 Toyota Camry TRD. And our flagman today for NASCAR, Joey Aycock.
I've had a couple of race fans, actually several race fans, say, hey, where's the racing guy, Pat Patterson? He wasn't with us in Texas. He's not here today at the Roval. Pat Patterson is alive and well, and you will hear him back in his familiar positions of turns 3 and 4 when we head out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway this upcoming weekend for the South Point 400.
He had a little bump in the road, blip on the radar screen, but he's back with us and on the Zoom call. It's fun to see him with us this week.
All right, so Pat joins us next week. We're all excited to head out to Las Vegas. We got to take care of some business here. It's a playoff race. It's an elimination race. It's the 6th time we've competed on the Roval. There is so much happening here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Stick around. By the way, the average length of this race, about 3 hours and 12 minutes. You got plenty of time to share with us. Brad Gilly, they're heading into the chicane very slowly this time. The next time they get over there, they'll be at full speed.
Yeah, this is about the only time you're going to see the entire field field head into the backstretch chicane 2 by 2, and that's because they are lined up right behind that Toyota pace car. On the outside is going to be our pole sitter, Tyler Reddick. That lines him up with another Toyota, last year's winner, Christopher Bell. But by Tyler Reddick choosing the outside, he will actually line up in front of his teammate, Bubba Wallace. And even though these are different sponsors, those two race cars look very similar with the teammates. Joining Bubba Wallace on the inside of row number 2 is going to be Daniel Suarez. The inside of row 3, Kyle Busch. On the outside, AJ Allmendinger. Row number 4, Joey Logano and Chase Elliott. Row number 5, 2 more Toyotas, Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs. And that Toyota pace car making that hard left turn onto pit road. We're about to go racing at the Roval.
So here we are, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, leading this
Green
field
flag.
of 37 drivers to the green flag in the 6th running of the Bank of America Roval 400. They make their way onto the front stretch. The green flag is out. We're underway. Tyler Reddick with a big jump heading to turn 1.
Oh, he cleared the entire field by a couple car lengths. So Reddick not waiting around at the drop of the green flag. Christopher Bell will have the 2nd spot. They're going to go side by side for 3rd. It's going to be Bubba Wallace on the inside, Daniel Suarez on the outside.
We'll keep an eye on that battle as it sets up for turn number 4, and they'll stay side by side through turn number 4, and now you can give the spot to Bubba Wallace, although Daniel Suarez gives him a bit of a bump, tries to get to the inside, can't quite do it.
And for Tyler Reddick, a 3-car length advantage over Christopher Bell. And for Daniel Suarez, he's under attack right now from AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger will check up as he gets a bad push out of turn number 7.
Turns 1 and 2 for the first time.
Turn number 8, the race leader is the pole sitter, Tyler Reddick, enjoying a 3-car length advantage over 2nd running Christopher Bell. They've separated themselves from the 3rd and 4th place cars of Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez.
Tyler Reddick about 5 car lengths the advantage over Christopher Bell heading into the backstretch chicane. A left, a right. Now they're going to get back onto the gas. Right now the front runners running single file. Bubba Wallace in 3rd, Daniel Suarez in 4th.
Like
then you have AJ Allmendinger. The field now drops down off the banking.
For the first time today, they will fly through the front stretch chicane. That's turn 16 and 17. Tyler Reddick will lead the first of 109 laps today here on the Roval. Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, AJ Allmendinger make up the top 5.
Boy, again, what a savvy move by Reddick to get on it right at the drop of the green flag. His advantage about 4 car lengths over last year's winner, Christopher Bell. They're already in the right-hander at turn 3.
Yeah, things tightened up a little bit once they get through 3, 4, and 5, and they really are cording it up now as they set up for turn number 4. Now Bubba Wallace starts to step away from Daniel Suarez. Suarez sees AJ Allmendinger in his rearview mirror. Then Kyle Busch wants to be on the attack as they climb the hill to turn 6.
Tyler Reddick about a 3-car length advantage over Christopher Bell. Then Bubba Wallace all by himself. The battle is for that 4th position. Daniel Suarez once again. AJ Allmendinger a lot cleaner this time through. The battle's for 4th.
75 miles an hour on the exit of turn 8. They'll reach maximum velocity about 175 exiting turn number 10. That's where the race leader, Tyler Reddick, begins to slow down.
Hard on the brakes. They're going to drop it down through the gearbox. Tyler Reddick a left, a right. Christopher Bell much better through the backstretch chicane this time. Now they start to go up the gearbox. They're going to go 2nd, 3rd, 4th. By the end of this, they might even get up into 5th gear. Here comes your race leader to the front stretch.
A little farther back, Michael McDowell, Austin Dillon ganging up on Martin Truex Jr. McDowell will make the pass. Truex will fight Dillon off, who's now side by
Reddick,
side.
Bell,
with
Wallace,
Alex
Suarez,
Bowman as they
Dinger.
make their way into the left-hand turn 15, working again through 16 and 17 and the chicane. Now Dillon loses that spot to Bowman, gives him a love tap, looks inside, going to 1.
Guys, looks like some early problems for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He was very slow a lap ago, but we'll pick up that battle. Alex Bowman by about a car length over that number 3 machine of Ty Dillon. Austin Dillon check that into corner number 3.
We watched that battle kind of shape up as they passed us last time, and now Bowman has plenty of company from Dillon. Also, the 12 machine of Ryan Blaney gives chase now as they set up for turn number 5. They clear turn 5.
Stenhouse has dropped back to 37th, last car.
Turn number 6, Austin
Almost
Dillon
beat
has
that
Ryan
last
Blaney
car
all
on
over
track.
his rear bumper as Alex Bowman has checked out. So for Austin Dillon trying to hold off Ryan Blaney, Ryan Preece, and Brad Keselowski there as well.
They're literally 8 deep behind Austin Dillon as he was the one holding up the freight train. Now he gets it up to speed. He's got about a 3 lengths 3-car length distance between himself and Ryan Blaney.
Up in front of them, Chase
Yeah,
Elliott's
they run
driven up
right
to the back
now.
bumper of Kyle Busch. This is a battle for 6.
Tyler
As they
Reddick
exit the
would
chicane, they go
advance.
up the banking. Chase
As is
Elliott moves
Wallace
his car
and
right
Busch.
down to the white line. Kyle Busch moves down in front of him to
Kyle
block.
Busch,
Kyle
Keselowski,
Larson had to start at the
Chastain,
back
and
of the pack
Larson
in a backup
would be
car.
out.
He has already passed 7 cars on his charge to the front. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., as we mentioned earlier, that car definitely off the pace here as the leaders are back in 1.
Yeah, Stenhouse's car looked like it wasn't pointed
3
straight
wide.
up front, though. That's
Goes back in
exactly
the field.
what Tyler Reddick is doing. Pretty good battle shaping up for third. Bubba Wallace hanging on to that spot for now, but Daniel Suarez all over the rear bumper.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez had plenty to worry about in the form of
Larson
AJ
can't get
Allmendinger,
done.
but he is shaking loose from him
Gotta
now.
try
And
again
he is
on
on
that
the attack.
14
He's about
that
2
chased
car
this
lengths
guy.
behind Bubba Wallace as they climb the hill now. This car slides a bit at the exit in turn number 5.
And for Daniel Suarez, he's on the attack now. Bubba Wallace has his mirrors full of that 99 machine. Daniel Suarez, good swing out of turn number 7. He's all over that rear bumper, pulling a half car length through 8.
Daniel Suarez deficit now has shrunk to just a half car length in the banking, 24
That
degrees
battle's going
in turn
on
number 10.
about
Off that corner,
14
they've
seconds
lost about 15
behind
car lengths
Tyler
to second runner
Reddick.
Christopher Bell as they continue that fight for third.
Toyota's in the top 3. It is right now Tyler Reddick leading Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace hanging on to third, but for how long? He and Daniel Suarez exit the chicane. Wallace able to get on the gas, so is Suarez, though. He is not letting him go. They wrap it around through turn number 14 and hit the front stretch.
As they work their way into this chicane, Suarez ekes out to a little bit more of an advantage, but under braking again, Suarez closing in. Then it's Allmendinger, and guess what? In his rearview
Wobble
mirror,
from the
Kyle
40.
Busch, Chase Elliott closing
Oh,
in.
Some really
spin,
good road
Eric
racers at the
Jones.
front of this field will pick up that battle for third again. Bubba Wallace with
gets
about
back
2 car
underway.
lengths of breathing room over Daniel
Trouble,
Suarez.
trouble on the front straightaway chicane. Eric Jones has been
No
turned around.
caution.
He's trying to refire the car so the yellow flag does not come out, and
See
indeed
what
we
happens
remain
here.
under green.
Jones got a little loose.
Bubba Wallace still leads Daniel Suarez,
And
this time
he
by about
deflects
3
up to
car lengths.
78,
AJ Allmendinger
Josh
has settled in
Galicki.
comfortably for now, but again, that battle between Busch and Chase Elliott continues to rage on in front of Michael Young.
Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, then the battle we were
Just
talking
gets
about
turned.
between Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, they're through turn 8.
Bubba apparently holding things up slightly because AJ Allmendinger has now been able to creep in toward the back bumper of the car directly in front of him. The Daniel Suarez machine as they head toward the infield or backstretch chicane.
Wow,
And
Daniel Suarez really
47
outbreaks Bubba
remains
Wallace.
on
He's
pit
able to
lane.
drive right up to his back bumper. And Rob, you're exactly right. If Suarez doesn't do something soon, he's going to have a real battle behind him with AJ Allmendinger. But behind them
Broken
again,
toe link on the
Chase Elliott
47.
continues his pursuit of Kyle
There was a
Busch.
broken
All right,
toe
out
link on
front
the
and
47.
driving away, Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell. It gets really fun from Bubba Wallace back to Daniel Suarez. AJ Allmendinger is in that mix. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and Joey Logano starting to stick his nose in there. Let's check in down on the pit lane now with Wendy Venturini.
Ricky Stenhouse is on pit road with the engine off. He got into the wall out on the racetrack, and they believe the toe link has been, the toe link needs to be fixed on the 47 Ricky Stenhouse. Now, they just went under the right rear. He just fired the engine back up. I am listening as I'm talking to you guys as well. So the car is gonna get 4 fresh tires, but it could possibly be not detrimental for Ricky Stenhouse. They might have checked it, and he is going back out. It is not a toe link, guys.
All right, so Stenhouse back on the track as he fires it up, and
Check
he's
that,
at
it wasn't
least
a toe link.
2 laps down to the leaders, which the leaders are now in front of Rob Albright.
Third through 7th really tightening up on the banking in turn number 10 as the front 2 continue to pull away. Bubba Wallace with a 3-car length advantage in third spot over Daniel Suarez.
And once again, Daniel Suarez outbreaks Bubba Wallace going into the backstretch chicane. But I'll tell you what, AJ Allmendinger now has a new challenger behind him. Allmendinger's running in 5th. Kyle Busch knows he has to go.
Now
Because
for
right
5th,
behind
Allmendinger
Kyle
has
Busch,
it. Kyle
you have
Busch
two-time
wants it.
Roval winner Chase Elliott.
Chase
So we're
Elliott
about to
joined the
complete
fray.
lap number 6.
Joining the fray.
and
This
that
battle
is
going on
to
about
leave
3 to
19
4
to go here in
seconds
stage number 1.
behind
They
Tyler
crossed the
Reddick.
start-finish line,
6
and
laps
here is
complete.
Kyle Busch now. He nearly spins out, nearly gets the wall at the exit of the front stretch chicane, but will now try to reel in AJ Allmendinger again.
And that slight bobble on the front straightaway is going to open the door for Chase Elliott to close. They're within a car length of each other as they bend to the right of turn number 3. It's Busch and Elliott.
But here comes more competition for Bubba Wallace from the car of Daniel Suarez. Although Bubba Wallace gets off at turn number 4 a little quicker. Again, Allmendinger with a level of comfort, and things start to stack up again behind Kyle Busch.
Foul for third and fourth, going on about 2.5 to 3 seconds behind. Bubba Wallace in the 23, Daniel Suarez 99.
Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez. Then it's A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. The battle's through to turn 9.
And it actually appears that Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez have made up just a little bit of the deficit that they experienced to Christopher Bell. It shrunk from about 20 car lengths down to about 15 down the backstretch.
It's really a big accordion going into the backstretch chicane, left hand, right hand, and then it's an accordion coming off. Daniel Suarez able to outbrake Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace able to get to the gas quicker, although this last time, Daniel Suarez had trouble getting into the chicane. That helps out A.J. Allmendinger. He is right on the back of Suarez as they hit the front stretch.
Let's check back in on pit road with Wendy Venturini.
And just to follow up on Ricky Stenhouse Jr., it was a broken toe link in that right rear. The crew
Like
member
that.
did go in there. He replaced
Correction,
the
it
toe
was
link
a
there,
two
laps down from when he got into the wall early on in the race here at Charlotte.
7 laps into this race, the top 10 look like this. Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, A.J. Allmendinger. 6 through 10, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ty Gibbs,
Broken
and
right
Ross
rear toe link
Chastain.
in the 47. It was confirmed.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Wow, Charlotte Motor Speedway mascot Lugnut just had the pit stop of a lifetime
on the Bank of America mobile app.
Looking at the replay, Lugnut goes to his pit stall, he's pulling out his phone.
And using Zelle to pay back a friend for last night's dinner.
His friendship with the pit crew is tighter than ever.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive. Racing fans just can't stop banking. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/can't-stop-banking.
You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
From the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey there, it's Kathy Martindale and Paul Shad on Z-Max Racing Country Classic.
Hey, we're back. Come
I'll
on
go
to
get myself
Nashville.
a
It's
snack. I'll be
Kathy
right back.
and Ben Skill.
Who do you find it hardest to keep up with, musicianship-wise?
I just feel like an adequate guitar player compared to some of the people that I just love and admire and really think are spectacular. The majority of the people that I learned to play the instrument from are still around.
Z-Max Racing Country Classics.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Back here at the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we've been following the progress, Brad Gilly, of Kyle Larson. He started in the back. He's picked up 9 spots so far.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, a former winner here at this racetrack, doing a great job. Right now, he's actually starting to drive up to the back bumper of Kevin Harvick as they come off the banking in turn 14.
Made some early progress. It's been slow going for Larson as he starts to get a little bit deeper into the field. He's pressuring Harvick, though, as they work their way across the start-finish line back to 1.
And here comes Kyle Larson. He'll take a peek to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Not close enough to make that pass, but he is right there in the tire tracks of Harvick's Ford Mustang. They'll bend to the right at turn number 3. Larson all over the back of the veteran.
And pretty good 2, 3, 4-car battles going on all over the racetrack. This is one of them, most assuredly. Harvick with a strong charge off of turn number 4. He'll break a little later, climb the hill. Larson right there in the tire tracks. The wide swing. Now
Harvick against Larson, that's for 26. about
Kyle
22
Larson,
seconds
Kevin Harvick
behind
may
the
be
leader.
breaking point because he has been following Kevin Harvick for the last 5 laps, unable to get around. Still about a half car length, and boy, Kyle Larson nearly clipped the tires at the exit of turn 8.
9 spots he's picked up in 9 laps. He's got 4 or 5 more lined up right in front of him. Of course, Josh Bilicki, if he can get around the car of Kevin Harvick, will be his next target.
They're heading into the back straightaway right now as we document the progress of Kyle Larson into the backstretch chicane. Still right on the back bumper of Kevin Harvick. Larson's going to have about 15 more laps in this stage. And then, of course, we'll see what strategy Crew Chief Cliff Daniels plays for this number 5 car.
And we got to remember that car is a backup car. Today is the first time it has seen this road course. Let's go down to Alan Cavana.
And remember, Kyle Busch came into this race on the bottom of the playoff standing, so he has nothing to lose. Just go out there and do everything he can to win. And I can hear that on the radio, the attitude. He's not nervous, he's not excited. He is going in there, breaking down the lap, as Kyle Busch is known to do, every single corner, telling the team what needs what needs where. He needs to improve, he says, on the left-handers and mostly through the infield,
Elliott,
on the big track part
7th,
of the track.
closing
But his
in on
crew
that
chief,
8
Randall
Kyle
Burnett, came
Busch.
on the radio before the race, just before the green flag, and said,
He's
remember,
about 6
Steve
tenths
Bell did
behind
this
the
last
8.
year, went out and won and advanced. We saw Sam Mayer do this yesterday, from the bottom to the top. You can do this, Kyle Busch, is what he said. And we'll see what Kyle Busch can do out there running top 6 right now.
Now let's go to Brett McMillan.
Well, Cliff Daniels just told his driver, Kyle Larson, you're doing a great
Come
job
around,
being
complete
patient.
lap
He's
number
going to start
11.
to get some fall off for the tires, but
It's
everyone's going to
Reddick,
get
Bell,
some fall
Wallace,
off, so don't worry
Suarez,
about that.
Allmendinger still your
Daniel
top
Suarez
5.
says his car is loose everywhere.
Kyle
and it's getting
Busch,
pretty
Chase
bad
Elliott,
at this point in time. Michael McDowell says that
Ty
his car
Gibbs,
is loading
Logano,
tight.
and
They told him,
Chastain.
be careful. One of your trouble areas is turn 8. Don't get greedy there. And finally, Ty Gibbs, who's had some pretty good runs lately, he's running right now. They tell him top 5 times about every lap.
So with
be right
14 laps left in stage number 1, let's give you a full field rundown. Tyler Reddick, your leader. Christopher Bell, 7/10 of a second back. 2.2 seconds to third place Bubba Wallace. Daniel Suarez is 4th, 5th AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch 6th, 7th Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs 8th, Joey Logano 9th, Ross Chastain in 10th.
Denny Hamlin is 11th, but he's nearly 10 seconds behind the race leader. William Byron is 12th, 13th to Michael McDowell, Martin Truex Jr. 14th, Alex Bowman 15th, Austin Dillon will be 16th, 17th to Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski 18th, 19th is Chris Buescher, Ryan Preece is 20th.
21st, Eric Almirola. Austin Cindric up 7 to the 22nd position. 23rd is Corey LaJoie. Justin Haley 24th. Josh Bilicki 25th. 26th is Kyle Larson. 27th, Kevin Harvick. Then you have Harrison Burton in 28th, Todd Gilliland 29th, Chase Briscoe in 30th.
31st to Mike Rockenfeller. Austin Hill is 32nd. 33rd will be Ty Dillon. Zane Smith 34th. Andy Lally 35th. 36th is Eric Jones. Minus 2 laps down and running in 37th is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
That leaderboard update brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com or download the new Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
We followed Kyle Larson. He finally got around Kevin Harvick, and it looks like he has scooted around yet another car here as he passes Josh Bilicki. And Mark Garrett, slow but steady, is what Kyle Larson's doing in that backup car.
Doug, as his crew chief was talking about, be patient. When the fall off comes, yours won't be as great as maybe some of the guys up ahead. So he's starting to chop his way through
12.
again.
As
How do
he
you
gets
eat an
by
elephant
Josh
one bite at a
Bilicki.
time? Well, that's what
for
Kyle Larson's having to
25th.
do right now.
And right now, he has picked up 11 spots here as we're 12 laps into the Roval.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chop.
Tyler Reddick,
When I was a kid,
now
we worried about
7/10 ahead of
buffering. Now they just
Christopher
worry about
Bell.
what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats.
Goes back another 2 seconds. That's Bubba
These are
Wallace.
just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Another 2.1 seconds.
The best way to stream your favorites
Daniel
is on the
Suarez, and a
Xfinity
half
10G
second
network.
further back
Restrictions
is
apply. Stream Top
AJ
Chef on Peacock.
Allmendinger.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Have ourselves a battle
Countless
brewing
fixes,
for
elbow
the
grease,
10th
and a new
spot
radiator. You kept your
between
ride
Chastain
alive.
and Hamlin.
With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with
Got a
eBay
three-way
Guaranteed Fit,
battle
they'll be the
brewing for
perfect
the
fit every
12th
time.
spot between
Plus, at
William
these
Byron,
prices,
McDowell,
well, we're burning rubber, not
and
cash.
now Martin Truex
Keep your ride or
Jr.
die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Top 5 at the Roval: Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, AJ
About to come around to complete lap 14. Lap 11 to go on the stage.
Time to pull down on the handle and start rolling them here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
The green flag flies at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We're about to contest the Coca-Cola 600. We're racing at Texas Motor Speedway.
Now Keselowski goes way up the racetrack.
Here comes Harrison Burton. He rockets to the lead.
Trouble. Car goes around. It's Chris
Now for 6th. Carlos has it. Chase Elliott wants it.
Bubba Wallace looks inside, and now here's Byron. Takes a quick left to block him. They head back to 1.
Here goes Ross Chastain. He's going to the bottom of the racetrack. Bubba goes up. Blaney hits the outside wall off of turn 2. Can Christopher Bell do anything with him? He gets down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Briscoe dives to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side. They get loose. They spin. Now Tyler Reddick does the 360. So does Briscoe.
Heading into turn number 7 as he wraps
complete
it around. The
at the
crowd
Roval.
is cheering for Daniel Suarez here
95
on
to
this
go in the
final
race.
lap. Allmendinger gets in
11
there.
to
Let's
go
move
in
it.
stage
Ross Chastain
number
back
1.
out to the front for the final time.
This is PRN.
Back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I have an update on AJ Allmendinger, currently running in the 5th position. AJ Allmendinger, multiple spotters at a track here with the Roval at Charlotte, much like we have multiple turn announcers here on PRN. And the most entertaining thing is Frank Denny, his spotter, his usual track spotter, said he feels like he's had half of a day at work because he doesn't have as much talking to do with AJ Allmendinger. AJ says his car is much like yesterday's practice, which was a little bit loose as we reported on PRN. Now it's loose mostly in the banking. Keep in mind, these drivers have to get on the bank of this racetrack and then they go flat through the camping area of this track here at Charlotte. And the rear lateral grip is the biggest issue for AJ Allmendinger, but it's definitely loose on the banking for him. The biggest thing is dealing with multiple spotters today here at the Roval.
Still very early on when they come down to the stripe, 15 laps down, 10 to go in this, just the opening stage of the Bank of America Roval 400. Tyler Reddick starting to creep away from Christopher Bell, who's creeping away from Bubba Wallace, who's creeping away from Daniel Suarez. Then it gets a little bit tighter, but everything kind of settling in right now in this opening stage.
As we're past the halfway mark of the first stage of this race, 10 more laps to go, and so far we have been clean and green here on the Roval. Eric Jones spun out right below our broadcast position, but aside from that, everybody's kept it on the pavement. Let's pause 10 seconds.
Just wait until
identification.
later in the race.
This
That's
is
when the
PR
chaos
and the
starts
Performance
up.
Racing Network. Welcome back to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway here on the Performance Racing Network. Doug Rice, Mark Garrow in the booth, out in the turns, Nick Yeoman, and of course we've got a host of other folks calling the action here today. Mark James, Michael Young, Rob Albright, Brad Gilley, and on pit road it's Alan Cavana, Wendy Venturini, and Brett McMillan. We have completed 15 laps, and Tyler Reddick has led all 15. Mark, that pretty much is the story of the Roval to right now, but Christopher Bell has not let him just drive off and leave him. It's pretty stable, the distance between the two.
And those two have pulled away from third place Bubba Wallace. Doug, it's very reminiscent of Reddick's performance at Coda earlier this year. He got control of the race and you just never felt he was going to give it up. We have a long way to go. It's got that kind of feel right now.
A lot of laps left to go here. Ryan Blaney is making a pit stop here. Let's go down to Alan Cavana.
This is right on schedule. Remember, he is the winner, doesn't have to worry about anything today other than going for the win. This is the strategy that gets you the track position to get that victory. Ryan Blaney complaining about being tight in the corner, 4 new tires and out.
Up ahead, Austin Cindric, who moved up quite a few positions early on. He's also getting 4 tires and Sunoco fuel, and he'll follow his teammate Ryan Blaney at 40 miles per hour now back out onto the track.
Has to be liberating for William Byron and Ryan Blaney to be able to play just to win, because they're already locked in. They know they're part of the final 8. They can play to win this. They're not worried about collecting stage points or even playoff points at this point.
You know, Doug, one place I would love to be be right now is maybe in one of the war rooms of these different teams and all the different equations and strategies they're going through right now when they see Ryan Blaney pitting this early in the opening stage, what that might mean. They'll be keeping track of that. And these war rooms, as you well know, Doug, they've got engineers, they've got statisticians, they've got all these kind of different people helping to feed even more information to these crew chiefs as they try to make their calls.
There's not somebody burning incense looking at an abacus. It's kind of like NASA, you know.
Or a crystal ball.
No, they know exactly what's going on, and they watch the other players as much as they watch themselves. We are getting a few early takers on pit road here. We just now see Austin Dillon. He's going to make his stop here.
Complete.
And this is on lap 17.
8 to go.
We only have 8 more to go here to finish up
to
this
go in the
first
race.
stage.
A lot of different paint schemes today with Austin Dillon. The Huck Bassmaster is kind of white and blue. It's kind of hard to put him in a car that's not black.
You get used to the Bass Pro Shop look, and this is totally different. Ty Dillon, he's in a backup car also. He ran into problems. Let's go down to Alan Cavana.
Well, just more of the cars trying to take advantage of the strategy. You mentioned Austin Dillon was having a good stop until it looks like they dropped the jack too early on the left side. Kind of crushed that right rear tire. Wasn't on yet. The left rear tire, I'm sorry. So they had to jack it back up, put the wheels back on. He's on and off pit road.
All right, thanks a lot for that update, Alan Cavana. We're creeping up on the end of stage 1 here in about 7 more laps. And so far, it's been the Tyler Reddick show. He started on the pole, and Mark, he got a great jump going into 1. He's never looked back.
And at this point, Doug, again, Reddick came into this race just below the cut line, 2 points, right? Does he pit early in this stage? Does he take the stage points? What do they
I think
do?
you would need stage
that's a good
points
question, Mark. I think you might stay out there and get these stage points if they're up for the grab, because you can't predict that you're going to get them again.
10 points
You cannot
and a
sacrifice
point if he
stage
should win
points
the stage.
if you're below cut
I think that speaks volumes, but we've been proven wrong before, and we've got a different car here. It looks like Brad Keselowski serving a penalty for blowing through a chicane.
Yeah, I missed it here on the front stretch, I do believe.
Yeah,
and
you
now
missed
a
the
number
front
of different
stretch
cars coming onto
chicane.
the pit lane. Chase
You gotta
Briscoe
come to a complete
is
stop
in this group right now.
for 5 seconds, and
Austin
then
Hill
you can
is
go
in.
on.
And again, we're waiting for some of the top cars and what they do. And again, NASCAR closes pit road now that we have stage breaks again. With 2 laps to go at the end of this stage, they will shut it down. So these cars will be coming in, if they're going to pit, here not too far down the road.
And we're on lap 18 right now here in the Roval. The top 5, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, and A.J. Allmendinger.
Jessica, this is the happiest day of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV and insured it with Progressive. Man, I love that thing. There are a million fish in the sea, which I'm reminded of every time I bring my RV to the lake, but I vow to love and cherish you just as much as I cherish campsites with
90 to go in the race. We have 6 to go
Protect your beloved
in
with
this
an RV
stage.
policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com.
You're gonna be
Progressive
6
Casualty
to pit
Insurance Company
lane.
and affiliates.
Unit 20, what's your location?
Yeah, we're 1 pump over from the suspect. He's fueling up at Sunoco.
Are you going to apprehend the suspect?
Negative. We're fueling up too.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save. So drop what you're doing, because rewards come first.
That is a pass-through.
10-4, Unit 20. I'm heading over for rewards too.
Download the Sunoco app. Sunoco, fuel your best. Terms and conditions apply.
We're back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 6 laps to go in stage number 1 for the Roval 400. Here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Tyler Reddick still your leader by 1.5 seconds over Christopher Bell. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Are you ready? Because vintage NASCAR is back. Get ready for some bumper banging fun, because in 2024, the Food City 500 is back. That's right, back on concrete, back to sheet metal bending chaos, back to racing the way it ought to be. Grab a spring weekend package today and save 15%. It's the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, March 17th, 2024. It'll be St. Patrick's Day, so get ready to party. Visit BristolMotorspeedway.com for tickets and details.
The NASCAR
Wait, was that
Championship
after Jerry
runs through
Punch?
Atlanta Motor Speedway with 2 thrilling race weekends in
Yeah, I think it
2024.
was.
It's
It was
win
Dr.
and you're
Jerry
in
Punch
for the
from
And Better
ESPN.
Health 400 Spring Weekend, February 23rd to the 25th. Come fall, the Cup Series playoffs begin with the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart on September 7th and 8th. The best way to experience the action is at the track, and you can get the best prices on season, weekend, and single-day tickets through October 31st. Go to AtlantaMotorspeedway.com to get yours today.
5 to go in stage 1. We are at 20 complete.
Pit road is buzzing right now. Let's go down to Brett McMillan.
Kyle Larson is in. He's been very patient moving up to the field. A little bit of trouble
Larson
getting the
in
left
from
rear tire
23rd.
off. Finally they do, and he peels back out with an 11-second stop.
So for Kyle Larson, he had already picked up 13 spots out on the racetrack.
This happening with 5 laps to go, and again, the big question right now, what do the leaders of this race right now do? Do they take the stage points? Do they pit with 2 laps to go at the end of this stage to try to keep their track position? We're going to find out here shortly.
I'd like you, Mark, with Tyler Reddick coming in here at -2 below the cut line. He's got a chance to pick up a lot of points and a playoff point. I'm thinking he might stay out. Pit road really getting busy now. Let's go to Wendy.
I think
Joey
Red probably
Logano's going to
stays
come
out
in for
here.
4 tires Sunoco fuel. He has been tight mostly everywhere but loose off. Chase Elliott is right in front of me for 4 tires fuel. He is happy with the balance. The
Kyle
fuel guy
Busch is
almost
in.
trips over the hose. Alan Cavana.
Yeah, Kyle
Ty
Busch and crew were
Gibbs
trying to
in
do
and
the
out.
math, seeing how many potential points they could get. It wasn't enough, so they came in early, put on 4 new tires, made an adjustment to make the car tighter, Brett McMillan.
Ty Gibbs pretty happy with his car. He got a 4-tire change, full tank of Sunoco fuel. Michael McDowell said the car was a little bit loose. He also gets a full tank of Sunoco fuel, 4-tire change, and an air pressure adjustment. Winnie Venturini.
Kevin Harvick is in for his 4 tires Sunoco fuel. Also an
All
air
these
pressure
R4
adjustment. He's been
tire
fairly
stops.
happy with his car. Alan Cavana.
Playoff driver Christopher Buescher came into this race plus 19 on the cut. They decided no points for them this stage. They came in and pitted back out with 4 new tires.
Just watch Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs race down pit road side by side, go through the exit onto the apron of the, as they merge onto the racetrack side by side. Traffic coming, as Nick Yeoman talked before, can get a little dicey over there, and Kyle Busch was having none of Ty Gibbs trying to race him right there.
Denny
Took him
Hamlin
on
is in.
literally
Here
coming off
comes
the pit
Bowman
lane.
in the 48.
As we watch them
He's
come
in.
back around, the race leader Tyler Reddick elected to stay out on the racetrack. So did Christopher Bell, not giving up that track position. I think they're going to hang out there. We'll see what Bubba Wallace does also. Let's go back down to Brett McMillan.
And Denny Hamlin coming down pit road, been pretty happy with the car as he heads down. They're counting him down to his pit stall. His crew is at the ready, and he comes to a stop. They're calling him a 4-tire change. The tear-off has gone off the windshield. Full tank of
10 seconds
Sunoco
flat
fuel,
for
no adjustments for Hamlin. Left side
9.3
tire
for
is on.
Bowman,
9.3
10.5
second
for
stop. Also in
Almirola.
Alex Bowman. They're finishing up on the left side of his car, and he peels out.
Now this is changing the complexion of the top 10 entirely with 3 to go. It is Reddick, Bell, Wallace, Chastain now up to 4th, Truex up to 5th, and Doug, these are guys who need the points. They have to have the points.
They're probably playing this game to get the points. As you said, Mark, they're either right at the cut line or below the cut line. So they stay out, pick up a few points here, and then play out the rest of the race. Obviously, they'd love to play to win. We're watching Reddick. He will forego going to pit road.
Christopher Bell is
the
in.
next time by, but Christopher Bell does get on the brakes, and he will come down the pit lane. So that means that moves Bubba Wallace up to 2nd as he just goes by the start-finish line. He's still well behind the race leader, Reddick. Now let's go down to Brett McMillan.
And Christopher Bell got on pit road just before they closed it. He said it's a little bit tight on the right side, but a little bit left on the loose, a little bit loose on the left side. He's going to get a 4-tire change, slight air pressure adjustment, a little bit slow coming around onto the left side. Finally, they do get finished up. 10.5 second stop for Bell.
So Reddick, Wallace 1-2. Chastain now moves up to 3rd. Truex up to 4th. And again, remember, Truex came in plus 17, but Chastain was below the cut line, so he needs to get all the points he can get. And again, Chastain was minus 10 points, Doug, and at this point, he's +3. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
Gotta love the games within the games here today, and the race to grab the points and the race to win the race, all being played out right in front of us here. So far, it's been the Tyler Reddick show as he has led 23 of 23 laps. It looks like he's going to continue to do so. He's in front of you, Brad Gilly.
Yeah, he is. In fact, all of the top 3 came into this race below the cut line. Tyler Reddick was -2. Bubba Wallace running in second was -9. Ross Chastain running in third was -10. Pretty smart playoff move for them as Chastain's now coming off the banking toward the front stretch.
And at this point, Reddick has a 6.6 second lead over him and better than 13 over Chastain. So right now at this particular point, it looks like Nick Yeoman clear sailing for Reddick.
Yeah, no problem for Tyler Reddick.
Final lap, stage 1.
25, maybe 30 car lengths the lead over his 23-11 teammate Bubba Wallace. Mark James, they're leaving turn number 4.
Yeah, the timing was everything for him in terms of getting a clean racetrack. There are clusters of cars that came off of on and off pit road together, but Michael Young, nothing but smooth sailing right now for Tyler Reddick.
Fucking fell out with a penalty for blowing a chicane.
For Tyler Reddick, nothing but sunshine as he clears turn number 8. Again, we see Bubba Wallace just now entering turn number 8. Smooth sailing for Tyler Reddick.
On a couple of occasions, Christopher Bell narrowed the margin between himself and teammate and race leader Tyler Reddick, and then Reddick would ease away. Tyler Reddick sailing down the backstretch all along.
No pressure at all for Tyler Reddick as
Reddick
he makes the
will win
left and
stage
right
1.
through the backstretch chicane. Now hard on the throttle. He's going to climb his way up through the gears. Starts to climb up the banking in turn number 13. Tyler Reddick's now going to drop it right down to the white line as he enters turn number 14 and points toward the front stretch.
Tyler Reddick heads to that front stretch chicane. This will be his 6th stage victory of the year, a very important one here at the Roval as he takes the green and white checkered flag about 4.5 seconds behind. Here comes Bubba Wallace trucking along to pick up the runner-up spot. He needed that from where he was in the point standings today. Coming in third, it looks like Ross Chastain, and up next it'll be Martin Truex Jr. And you've got to wait an eternity to get back to the 5th place running car. It's finally coming around. Here's Christopher Bell, Mark.
Bell making his way through the chicane. Now he gets his way across the stripe. And then it is going
Reddick,
to be
Wallace,
Suarez,
Chastain,
Elliott,
Truex,
Kyle
Bell,
Busch,
Suarez,
Ty
Elliott,
Gibbs,
Kyle
and
Busch,
AJ
Tyler
Allmendinger.
Gibbs,
That is our
and
top
Dinger.
10.
And now there's the green and
Stage
white
1 is
checkered
over.
flag. Stage 1 is in the books. No cautions there. Coke Zero Sugar tastes so good, people will take a taste any way they can. So when you're enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar, be ready to protect it because one sip begs the question, is this the best Coke ever? Take a taste and see. Our Stage 1 break brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar.
Hi, this is Denny Hamlin here.
This will put
During
us under
this
yellow.
stage break, take a minute to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, but be sure to stick around. The race is just heating up.
Wow, Charlotte Motor Speedway mascot Lugnut just had the pit stop of a lifetime.
On the Bank of America mobile app.
Looking at the replay, Lugnut goes to his pit stall, he's pulling out his phone.
And using Zelle to pay back a friend for last night's dinner.
His friendship with the pit crew is tighter than ever.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive. Racing fans just can't stop banking. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/can't-stop-banking.
You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Bass Pro Shops in Cabela stands tall in our unwavering commitment to honoring our heroes. We extend our gratitude beyond words by proudly offering a legendary salute discount to those who protect our freedoms. Our dedication to those who selflessly serve us runs deep within our DNA. It's not just a discount, it's a commitment to making a difference, because every day is a chance for us to say thank you. Visit BassPro.com/legendary salute for more details. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save. When we return, we'll have pit stops, we'll reset the field, and we'll get the green flag for stage number 2 in the Bank of America Roval 400. You're listening to PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, it's PRN's Brad Gilley. Did you know you could take PRN with you anywhere? That's right. By downloading the PRN mobile app, you can listen to our live race broadcast from anywhere. Make sure you don't miss a second of the action from the track. Download today for station listings and on-demand access to your favorite studio shows like Fast Talk, The Pit Reporters, or Garage Pass. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
Hey, I'm Corley Joy for Speedway Children's Charities. The mission for Speedway Children's Charities has remained true since its founding almost 40 years ago, to care for children in educational, financial, social, and medical needs in order to help them lead happy and productive lives. So many children have benefited from our group in the past, but we need your help now more than ever. There's so much we can do when we all join together, so let's start today. Visit speedwaycharities.org to learn more. I thank you in advance for your help.
Again, we're at the end of stage number 1 in the Bank of America Roval 400. Here's our playoff picture after that stage. Again, William Byron, Blaney, they move on with wins. Right now, Tyler Reddick is being listed as the leader, and he too could move on with a victory. Ranked 4th, plus 39 above the cut line, Denny Hamlin, plus 30. Christopher Bell in the 5th spot. 6th, Martin Truex Jr., plus 28. Bubba Wallace, 9 below the cut line, now 10 above in the 7th spot. And then in 8th, Ross Chastain, again, minus 10, has moved up to plus 6, again on the bubble. Chris Buescher is 9th, minus 6. Kyle Larson, 10th, minus 14. Then you have 11th, Brad Keselowski, minus 21, and Kyle Busch, minus 31 in 12th.
And all of that will change after this round of pit stops, because the people that jumped up by staying out and gobbling up stage points here, they're going to have to give those back. It's like re-gifting a present here. You know, you got it for a little while, you didn't like it, now you got to give it back. So we'll see how all that shuffles out after this round of pit stops for people like Bubba Wallace, who made a lot of gains, and Martin Truex Jr. He also jumped up a bunch. They're about ready to surrender a lot of those.
Again, Doug, they did what they needed. Reddick got 10 points, Wallace 9, Chastain 8, Truex 7 to add to their total. That might come in handy. Every point may count here at the end of the day. Pit road is about to get busy, leading them down at 40 miles per hour. It's going to be Tyler Reddick. First off, Alan Cavana.
The first pit stall on pit road goes to Martin Truex Jr. Their team decided to chase the points, coming in plus 17, but they want more points and more lateral grip. A little further head down is Bubba Wallace. He had a great first stage, finishing 2nd there. He says he needs more help in the left turns than the right turns, but will save points for the 23 car, for Wendy Venturini.
Ross Chastain came in 3rd and took 4 tires fuel. He was a little better than yesterday, where he was struggling with drive off. He came in -10. We had just noted he's plus 6. As for AJ Allmendinger, also on pit road for 4 tires fuel. AJ said he had the same feeling as yesterday, but he lost rear tires and went from a 6th to 11th. Brett McMillan.
Tyler Reddick came in, said the car was a tick tight, so they gave him a slight air pressure adjustment. He got 4 tires, he got Sunoco fuel, and he headed back out in 11.1 seconds.
So all those pit stops are complete. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll reset the field here in the Bank of America Roval 400.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
The NASCAR playoffs are here,
Both
and
NBC
everyone on
and
the
PRN
Toyota
are
racing team is
commercial
gearing
break.
up to bring the championship home.
Top 5 right
Like
now are
Andre and
Reddick,
Steve,
Bell,
who've been growing out their
Suarez,
playoff
Elliott, and
beards.
Kyle
I've been
Busch.
growing mine for
And
20
Ty
years.
Gribbs.
Doesn't that just
Ty
make it
gets
a beard?
Allmendinger.
That's called dedication,
Keselowski,
Steve.
Logano, and
To
Hamlin.
accomplish greater things this year, everyone plays a part.
William
Be part
Byron,
of the
11,
action at
then
toyota.com/racing.
Blaney,
Toyota, let's go
Buescher,
places. NASCAR is a
Cedric,
registered trademark of National
Austin
Association
Dillon,
for Stock Car Auto
Ryan
Racing.
Preece, Rockefeller, and Ross Chastain.
From the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm Paul Shad in Charlotte with Kathy Martindale in Nashville. You're on Z-Max Racing Country from PRN.
We're so proud
job at bringing you the best singers in country music and the biggest stars in NASCAR.
Kyle Larson, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I was up at the Hendrick Complex. That place is absolutely unreal.
It's the nicest facility, you know, in the Cup Series for race shops.
C-Max Racing Country, music from the fast lane.
For all intents and
Portsmouth
purposes,
to Atomic, Eldora to Willard, Richmond Raceway to Brush Creek. Do you have relentless passion for grassroots racing? Then tune to PRNs at the track, where the personalities of grassroots racing share their dramatic, unique, and exciting stories. He ran at speed in a late model with no left front.
He not only ran with no left front, he pretty much dominated.
That's PRNs at the track.
Hey, we are creeping up on stage 2 here on the Roval, and it is brought to you by eBay. Burn rubber, not cash, by shopping on eBay Motors. eBayMotors.com is the field right now. Tripping the scoring line here at the start-finish line after our one and only caution today, and that was a pre-planned caution for a stage break.
So let's set the field. Christopher Bell has inherited the lead. Daniel Suarez second. Chase Elliott third. Kyle Busch is fourth. Doug, he was running eighth, so they've moved up the running order with that pit stop. Ty Gibbs fifth. A.J. Allmendinger sixth. Seventh, Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin eighth. Ninth, William Byron. Michael McDowell in 10th.
Ryan Blaney is 11th. 12th to Alex Bowman. Chris Buescher 13th. Austin Cindric 14th. Austin Dillon 15th. Eric Almirola is 16th. 17th is Kyle Larson. Justin Haley rolling along in 18th. 19th is Harrison Burton. Kevin Harvick 20th.
Josh Bilicki having a pretty strong run today. He's 21st. 22nd, Austin Hill. Ty Dillon 23rd. 24th is Tyler Reddick with Ross Chastain 25th. Bubba Wallace now 26th. Martin Truex Jr. 27th. Brad Keselowski 28th. 29th, Corey LaJoie. Todd Gilliland is 30th.
Ryan Preece will be scored 32nd, I believe. 33rd is Chase Briscoe. Andy Lally 34th. 35th is Eric Jones. Zane Smith is 36th. And running last, one lap down, he was the lucky dog last time, is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets the beneficiary.
eBay Motors. Bring home the cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brake, headlights, and all the parts to fit your vehicle the first time and every time. eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We thank eBay for sponsoring
So
the
lap
race
29
and the daily Garage Pass show here on PRN.
is when we'll get
Catch that on stations all across the country. Lights are off on that Toyota Camry pace car as we're about ready to come back around and hit the Geico restart zone to get it all started. Brad Gilly, you want to set the field for us?
I would love to, Doug Rice. Christopher Bell, your race leader, is now going into the chicane. He has chosen the outside for the restart. Daniel Suarez is going to restart to his inside. In row number 2, you've got Chase Elliott on the outside of Kyle Busch. Row number 3 has Ty Gibbs on the inside of A.J. Allmendinger. Denny Hamlin on the inside of Joey Logano in row number 4. Row number 5 has William Byron on the inside of Michael McDowell, who has been very strong on road courses this year. As we go just a little bit further back, you have Alex Bowman. He is on the inside of that number 12 car of Ryan Blaney, and the Toyota GR Supra pace car
into the
is about to
Geico
make that
restart
hard
zone.
left turn onto pit road, and we're about to restart in stage number 2.
Jesse Dolivud is the
Exclamation
pace
point
car driver
restart
today.
in the
and he
chat.
takes that Toyota
And
Camry
here
TRD down to the
we
pit lane. It
go.
looks like it.
Stage
We're
2
about ready
is
to go racing
underway.
once again, here is Christopher Bell leading them into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out. Bell will lead them to turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel Suarez might have got caught sleeping because it's Chase Elliott jumping from row number 2 to his outside to challenge for the second position. They'll go door to door about 4 car lengths behind Christopher Bell. Chase Elliott now has the inside mark change into turn 3.
You know, he's +5 since the green flag fell to start this race, and about 3 of those positions
Chase
were picked
Elliott
up toward
to
the end
second.
of this first stage. He is
As he
bad
works on
fast. He's in a drag
Suarez.
race right now with Daniel Suarez. They set up for turn number 5.
And he will get by Suarez,
Christopher
setting
Bell
his sights
all about
on
that as
Seabell.
Chase Elliott Elliott still has Daniel Suarez to his inside. Daniel Suarez will have the advantage as they make their way through turn number 7, but the car loses the back end, and that will allow Chase Elliott to take over the second position.
Kyle Busch had slid back to the 8th position after starting 5th just before pitting. Now he finds himself 4th. He sits right behind the machine of Daniel Suarez, and he can see the front of the field as they head down the back straightaway.
Last year's Roval winner, Christopher Bell, has a big gap behind him as he enters the backstretch chicane. Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and right on the
Top
back
5
bumper
now
of
as we
Daniel
come to lap
Suarez.
30.
He's feeling a lot of pressure
Bell,
from Kyle
Elliott,
Busch.
Suarez,
He's now running
Kyle
in
Busch,
4th.
Allmendinger.
Behind him, you got A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin,
30
Joey Logano.
complete.
On that restart, Suarez got into Bell's car a little bit. Doesn't look like there's any damage to either vehicles. Bell right now rides on the point. Then Chase Elliott is second, Daniel Suarez third, followed by Kyle Busch, A.J. Allmendinger.
That's how they run through the top 5. Ty Gibbs sits in the 6th spot, about 2 car lengths ahead of his Joe Gibbs teammate Denny Hamlin in the 7th spot. Then it's Joey Logano in 8th, William Byron 9th, Michael McDowell rounding out the top 10 in turn 3.
I've been watching Kyle Busch gobble up real estate to the bottom side of this corner. He's really gained some momentum there. Lost a little bit through 3 and 4. That time has about a 6 car length disparity behind he in third place running Daniel Suarez.
Yeah,
Truex
Kyle
Jr.
Busch,
battling with
about losing that ground.
Keselowski.
That will allow A.J. Allmendinger to close in. That will be the
That
battle
will
for
be
that
for
4th
26
position.
and
Christopher
27.
Bell, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and A.J. Allmendinger will take a look to the inside of Kyle Busch.
Allmendinger almost got into the back end of the Kyle Busch machine, climbing the banking into turn number 9. He'll now squeeze underneath Kyle Busch. They'll race side by side off turn 10. Who will blink before getting to the chicane?
It's a game of chicken heading into the backstretch chicane. A.J. Allmendinger, the inside of the left-hander. Kyle Busch will now have to tuck to his inside. That has allowed Ty Gibbs to pull up to the back bumper
more
of
like
Kyle
a game
Busch.
of
They'll
pinball
run
here.
through the banking in turns
Pinball at
13 and
150
14
miles an
and
hour.
hit the front stretch.
Ty Gibbs getting some heat from teammate Denny Hamlin, 4 car lengths back. Joey Logano. Here's the leader, Christopher Bell, through the front stretch chicane. Left, right, back to the left, across the line. 19 laps to go in stage 2. Leaders back in 1.
It's Bell by about 4 car lengths over Elliott, another 2 to Daniel Suarez, and then that new 4th place running car of A.J. Allmendinger runs in 4th. He's a 4-time Xfinity winner here on this racetrack. Looking good, Mark, changing to turn 3.
Daniel Suarez getting racy all of a sudden. He is pulled up on Chase Elliott at the exit in turn number 4. Elliott makes a quick exit, decides to set sail to about 3 or 4 car lengths, and A.J. Allmendinger trying to keep pace. He has the 4th spot.
On board with
Christopher Bell
Truex.
again about 3 car lengths ahead of Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, A.J. Allmendinger. Now that battle on for the 5th position. Kyle Busch may lose
Elliott
another
half a
one. Ty
second
Gibbs
behind
starts to
Bell.
close in. That's about a 2 car length disadvantage for the 54 machine.
So far under green, Kyle Busch has not shown potential race-winning speed, but we've got a long way to go. And for the most popular driver in NASCAR, Chase Elliott, he's only got 1 car to get around now for the race lead.
And he is actually closing in on the back bumper of Christopher Bell right now as they head through the backstretch chicane. Bell had pulled away right at the beginning of the restart of stage number 2, but now Chase Elliott's keeping him honest. Elliott also has a little bit of heat from Daniel Suarez.
You can sense this crowd inching up on the edge of their seats every time Chase Elliott gets an inch closer to the race leader, Christopher Bell. Across the stripe, we'll call it about 6 car lengths from Bell back to Elliott, then it's Suarez and Allmendinger.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I wouldn't say he's
Run the
taking out
tires
big chunks, but
loud
he's definitely
for an opening
inching
for the
towards
9.
last year's winner, Christopher
closing
Bell.
at 5.
And that DeWalt Toyota.
So,
It's about
misplay
4
on the
car
part of
lengths now
Suarez.
as they go to the right-hander in turn 3.
It's 1 to about 7 in terms of the turns where things start to tighten up a little bit. They do that on cue off of turn number 4. Christopher Bell with the advantage, but Chase Elliott sees all kinds of company behind him. It's Suarez and A.J. Allmendinger. Now all of a sudden, Busch wants to get racy again on turn number 5.
Outside pole sitter Christopher Bell, 3 car length advantage over Chase Elliott. The battle may be on for that 3rd position. Daniel Suarez has his mirrors full of A.J. Allmendinger. Here comes the digger out of turn number 8.
A.J. Allmendinger certainly respected as one of the greatest road racers in the series, trying to prove that he's still got the stuff, even though he had to sit out yesterday's Xfinity Series race. He's 4th, and now just 3 car lengths back of Suarez.
Chase Elliott continues to stalk Christopher Bell for the lead, but the tighter battle is for that 3rd spot. Coming out of
Bell
the
for
backstretch
3rd.
chicane,
Suarez
right on the back
versus
bumper,
Allmendinger.
Daniel Suarez is A.J.
Taking place
Allmendinger.
about
They climb up the banking
7
in turn
tenths
number
behind
13.
the battle for the
They'll
lead.
take a wide arc through turn 14 and onto the front stretch.
watching the progress of the man who won stage number 1 in dominating fashion, Tyler Reddick. Reddick now has moved his way up to the 17th spot, having just passed Ty Dillon.
33 complete,
again, deep in the pack. He is now trying to track down Kyle Larson as Kyle Larson tries to catch Chris Buescher as they head to turn number 1.
Yep, we'll take a look at Kyle Larson. He'll have about a 4-car length disadvantage to Chris Buescher, and then behind him is the car that's dominated so far up to the 15th position in that purple Jordan car. It is Tyler Reddick out of turn 3.
Yeah, Reddick picked up a couple of positions
and
since
NBC's
that
going to commercial.
Fast race car, no doubt about it. Kyle Larson starts to step away from him just a little bit. Austin Cindric trying to keep pace now.
Why they call it NBC nothing but commercials during their first run?
A bit of a disadvantage to the Kyle Larson machine. Let's look back to the front. Battle for third again. Daniel Suarez has it. A.J. Allmendinger wants it.
And that pair beginning to inch away from Kyle Busch, who's now distanced himself by about 10 car lengths over Ty Gibbs, who runs back in that 6th position.
Here comes the leader, Christopher Bell, to the backstretch chicane. Hard left. Hard right-hand turn now, and he's going to fade it out back up onto the banking. They'll start to climb up the gearbox. This last time through, A.J. Allmendinger in 4th got through much quicker than Daniel Suarez in 3rd, and he's catching him through the banking.
We're watching Christopher Bell slide into the front stretch chicane. That's turn 16 and 17. And Chase Elliott has picked up Nick Yeoman at least 3 more car lengths on that last lap.
Chase Elliott closing in.
It's down to 4, and now into turn number 1. It's down to 2. Chase Elliott is
2 car length lead between Bell and Elliott.
Still at 2 car lengths, and Daniel Suarez might be creeping into the mix as well.
Yeah, no question. They're
16 to
noticeably
go.
closer
Stage
together
2.
this time by. Christopher Bell breaks a little later. Now climbs back into the throttle. Chase Elliott is
I'll
right
PRN
there.
take it.
In hot pursuit. Daniel Suarez, then A.J. Allmendinger, and Kyle Busch trying to make it a 5-car battle as they set up for turn 6.
It's like watching a popcorn machine below me. The fans pop up and down for Chase Elliott every time he starts to make a move. He slows it down to about a car length. Gets a great run out of turn number 7, down to a half car length. Chase Elliott trying to take over the lead.
Just when you thought Christopher Bell might be managing tires and trying to manage the lead, Chase Elliott got right to his back bumper as they climbed the banking into turn number 9. Just 3 car lengths of separation as they decreased from about 175.
Hard on the brakes, left-hand turn for Christopher Bell, left hand for Chase Elliott, right on his back bumper. Top 5 now, pretty much
Chase
nose
Elliott
to tail.
might have this
as
one
the 2 leaders come
by
out of the chicane.
within the next lap
Chase
or 2.
Elliott only 2.5 car lengths behind Christopher Bell as we're about to get to another tight part of the track.
As they fight their way into the front stretch chicane in the left-hander under braking, Elliott made up a lot of ground. He is there as they cross the start-finish line. 15 laps to go.
Complete.
In stage number 2, Chase Elliott chasing Christopher Bell.
That 9
no
Napa
pun intended, of
Chevrolet
course.
just looks a lot better under braking than Christopher Bell's car. Elliott right on the back bumper into turn number 2. Is he going to take a peek to the inside? Thinks better of it. Right in the tire tracks out of 3.
Not unusual to see them go side by side through here. Pretty good battle for the lead. Pretty good battle for the 3rd spot now as all of a sudden A.J. Allmendinger comes in hot pursuit of Daniel Suarez. Those couple of 2-car battles, Michael Young, heating up in front of you.
Chase Elliott drives deep into turn number 6. Still a half car length behind Christopher Bell, our leader. Daniel Suarez about a half car length.
Into oval turns 1 and 2. Elliott is there.
And now Chase Elliott looks below.
To the lead, Chase Elliott.
Go side by side through turn number 8.
Chase Elliott running the middle groove. Up on the top side, it's former race leader Christopher Bell. I say former because off turn number 10, we've got a brand new leader. Chase Elliott takes the point.
Elliott to the lead at the Roval.
Drive away from the field.
Now
He'll
can
go
he drive
left
away?
in the chicane. Hard right-hand turn. Puts those right side tires way up on the curbing, and now he gets out of the chicane, climbs the banking in turn number 13 after passing Christopher Bell. Bell let her look a better look in his rearview mirror because here comes Daniel Suarez in 3rd.
And listen
As
to the
Chase
crowd
Elliott
at
leads
Charlotte.
the field down along the front stretch as
They
on
are
cue.
in an
the
uproar
crowd goes wild as their favorite son is on the point
for
here in the
Chase
Bank
Elliott,
of America Roval
NASCAR's
400.
most popular driver.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to
36
ponder life's big questions, like
are
what's
complete.
the best animal in the world if not humans? I'd strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all
Elliott not
terrains.
in the
They are
driver
the
playoff,
ultimate
he
animal.
is in the
And they wiggle
owner
their butts when they
playoffs.
walk, which is funny. Yeah, ducks are awesome. End of story. Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, C-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up on your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want C-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at cmax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter. Protect your engine to the max with C-Max.
We're back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 13 laps to go now as the leaders make their way back to the start-finish line. When they do that, again, 13 to go in stage number 2 of the Bank of America ROVAL 400. Chase Elliott is your new leader. Christopher Bell second. A.J. Allmendinger has taken over the third spot, brought along Kyle Busch to fourth, and then Ty Gibbs to fifth as they drop Daniel Suarez back a few positions. You're listening to PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Here's Christopher Bell.
My Toyota Camry TRD race car isn't cheap to build and prepare. I have a pit crew that maintains and fixes my equipment. I have a spotter high above the track watching my back, talking me through turns and potential dangers on the track. I physically train to handle the stress of driving. And I have software helping my crew chief and engineers make the right strategy calls. And with all this, I never take my eyes off the road, and neither should you. One distraction can change everything in one instant.
Back here at the ROVAL at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Chase Elliott took the lead away from Christopher Bell. And Mark Guerra, once he did it, you called it, he's pulled away.
His car
Elliott's leading now
2.1
seconds.
Beating Bell badly under braking, and now he's pulled away, and Bell sliding back into the grips now of A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger has left Ty Gibbs, who has passed the Kyle Busch machine, and now it looks like Daniel Suarez, Mark Janes, trying to pressure Kyle Busch.
Yeah, he's trying to pull up on Kyle Busch. He's within about 3 car lengths, but he has his own worries behind him. That's Denny Hamlin who's starting to draw a beat on him.
Daniel Suarez lost 3 positions several laps ago as he
and
and
A.J.
Allmendinger went side by side. Allmendinger pushed Suarez out of the way, and that's why he fell back in the pack. But back up to the front, the battle for second starting to ensue. Christopher Bell trying to hold off the hard-charging A.J. Allmendinger.
Both of those two on the bottom of the racetrack exiting turn number 10. They'll decelerate now as they head toward the chicane. The advantage for Bell, 3 car lengths.
And Christopher Bell and A.J. Allmendinger, this is the battle for second. Coming off the backstretch chicane, they start to climb up the banking. Coming into turn number 13 and 14, Christopher Bell got a great exit out of the chicane. He's able to pull away just slightly from Allmendinger.
Mark, we also need to make note, Ty Gibbs is doing a really fine job out there. The rookie is riding in the 4th spot, not that far behind third place running A.J. Allmendinger. Let's take you through the field here as we have 11 laps to go in stage 2. Chase Elliott the leader by 2.5 seconds. Christopher Bell is second. A.J. Allmendinger third. 4th, Ty Gibbs. Kyle Busch 5th. 6th, Daniel Suarez. 7th is Hamlin. 8th, Logano. William Byron is 9th. And 10th is Michael McDowell.
Tyler Reddick has worked his way back to 11th. 12th, Chris Buescher. Alex Bowman is now 13th. 14th, Kyle Larson with Ryan Blaney 15th. 16th, Austin Cindric. Eric Almirola 17th. 18th, Ross Chastain. Austin Dillon 19th. 20th, Bubba Wallace.
Dustin Haley is 21st. 22nd is Martin Truex Jr. to give you some perspective. 16 seconds behind the leader. Josh Bilicki is 23rd. Brad Keselowski 24th. Ryan Preece 25th. Corey LaJoie rides 26th. Chase Briscoe 27th. Harrison Burton 28th. Todd Gilliland 29th. And Zane Braden Smith is 30th.
Eric Jones now 31st. 32nd, Andy Lally. Ty Dillon 33rd. Austin Hill 34th. Mike Rockenfeller is 35th. 36th is Kevin Harvick. And 37th, minus 1 lap, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
And that leaderboard presented by Bass Pro Shops. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, voted America's best outdoor retailer, is proud to stand alongside hunters, anglers, and leading conservation organizations to help ensure a bright future for our sporting heritage. And that battle for second is tightening up, Nick Gilman.
Yeah, it's just a car length as A.J. Allmendinger is just stalking Christopher Bell, trying to find that perfect spot around. Usually been around turns 7 and 8. He'll stay in the tire tracks right behind Christopher Bell, putting the pressure on.
And you mentioned Ty Gibbs and the run that he has had so far today. He is trying to make that a 3-car battle. He's within about 2 car lengths of doing just that. Christopher Bell climbs on the binders a bit. It swings wide as he climbs the hill, setting up for turn number 6.
Last time by, A.J. Allmendinger tried to stick that front bumper underneath the rear of Christopher Bell. This time he will think better of it and wait a little bit later in these complex corners. Turns 7 and 8. Here comes A.J. Allmendinger, still a car length behind Bell.
It appears that C. Bell's Toyota simply didn't like the adjustments that might have been made during that pit stop, losing ground to the race leader Elliott and about to lose the second position to A.J. Allmendinger.
While all of this is happening, Chase Elliott continuing to pull away from second and third. Christopher Bell running in second. Third is A.J. Allmendinger. As mentioned before, Ty Gibbs is really coming into this fight. A.J. Allmendinger came out of the chicane a little bit lower than Christopher Bell, but this is a 3-car battle now hitting the front stretch.
And that's turns 15, 16, 17. That battle now for the second spot as Chase Elliott crosses the line. 9 laps to go in stage 1. Again, the battle rages on for that number 2 spot.
Yeah, that lead for Chase Elliott has grown to north of 3 seconds, but it is the proverbial blanket you can throw over second, third, and fourth. It's Bell, Allmendinger, and then the youngster, Ty Gibbs, nose to tail into turn 3.
Mark Harrell mentioned earlier the charts that Tyler Reddick, the stage 1 winner, has been on. He is knocking on the top 10. Back up front, there goes Elliott now. Christopher Bell with his mirrors all filled up with A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger goes to the inside as he swings wide. They start to go side by side into turn number 6.
Uh-oh, here we go. Bell for second.
Bell will hold him off, but Dinger will look to the inside.
Bell holds him off. Here comes Dinger.
Side by side. Dinger goes forward. He'll take over that second position.
Dinger to second.
That appeared to be inevitable. Bell will try to come to the bottom of the racetrack, but moving down the block directly in front of him is A.J. Allmendinger. Now Ty Gibbs gets C-Bell in his gun sight as they head down the backstretch.
Hard on the brakes, down the
Bell now
gearbox.
falling into the clutches of his teammate, the young Ty Gibbs.
At the entrance to the backstretch chicane. This has also tightened up Kyle Busch behind them, who's running in 5th. Christopher Bell now trying to push his teammate, Ty Gibbs, through the banking in turns 13 and 14. Bell did not like getting past.
That battle happening nearly 4 seconds behind leader Chase Elliott. Again, Allmendinger leading them through the front stretch chicane. Then it's
to go on the
Gibbs.
stage.
Losing 2 spots is Christopher Bell. Kyle Busch now closing in on him with
NBC
8 laps to go
to
at stage 2
cam.
as we go down to Alan Cavano.
And we're starting to see the next round of pit stops. Ryan Blaney in the first stage was the first car in amongst the playoff drivers. Same thing here in stage 2. Having a hard day, though. He said no turn, no drive, everything is just bad. So big adjustments for the 12 car. Brian Blaney on and off pit road.
Ryan Blaney again, it doesn't really matter today what happens to him. He is already locked into the round of 8 with William Byron after their wins at Texas and Talladega, respectively. So as we look around this racetrack right now, A.J. Allmendinger, the new number 2 car, starting to creep away from the Ty Gibbs machine, but Rob Albright, Christopher Bell has his hands full trying to hold on to 4th.
Obviously wrestling a very ill-handling race car at the moment, slipping and sliding out of turn number 8. Now he'll get to the bottom of the racetrack. It's going to make it difficult for Kyle Busch to make the pass as they head to the chicane.
Since we've started stage 2, Christopher Bell's pretty much been in a fight for position. He first lost it to Chase Elliott, then he lost it to both A.J. Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs. Now he's feeling pressure from Kyle Busch. You have to wonder if Christopher Bell hasn't worn out his race car during this run more than any of the other drivers in the top 10.
I'll tell you who hasn't worn out their car, the driver of the number 9 Chevrolet, Chase Elliott, sliding all the way through the chicane, but continuing to pull away. Let's check in on pit road road with Alan Cabana.
And it is all or nothing for Kyle Busch in this race. He is in for the pit stop, still fighting some handling issues, but they told him on the radio, look, every time you are patient, Kyle, you are fast. So stay patient, Lenny Vendrini.
Joey Logano is in. He has been tight in most places, but most recently he was loose in turns 3 and 5. Also off of 8 on the throttle and off the chicanes. Now a tight move with Brad Keselowski as William Byron leaves his pit stall. William Byron was a little bit tight, struggling with the turn they just came in. Were 4 tires and fuel. Brad K now in his pit stall, also getting service right there in this now. Pit road is empty again.
Brad K mired way back in the pack mark, partly due to the fact that he blew through a chicane earlier today, and that's a crushing penalty.
Things not going his way. Again, remember, he came in only 2 points below the cut line. He is being scored now way below it as we again make our way through the later stages of stage number 2. And Doug, those guys who are chasing stage points now getting some freebies. They're moving up the running order to try to grab points in the second stage. Tyler Reddick is up to the 7th spot. Larson is up to 9th. Chastain now moving up the leaderboard as well.
Here's the part of this, though. You can do that and you move up by staying out. But it's kind of fool's gold, Mark, because the minute then you have to come back in and pit, you give them all back. Let's go down to Wendy.
AJ Allmendinger giving up that second place position. He had lost the rear tires. He asked for a little bit more of the same adjustments this time around, but the car is handling much better than it was on the first time they hit pit road. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Brett McMillan.
Ty Gibbs is in. He's been real happy with this race car. 4 tire change, Sunoco fuel. He heads back out. Alex Bowman also in. He said the car has been very loose. He's going to get a chassis adjustment. We got 1 full round as he goes back out as well.
So as we make our way around this racetrack now, we have cars now on different strategies, different sequences. Chase Elliott out front, though, has not pitted yet. As we come to the line, 5 laps to go, and so we'll still have guys making pit stops right up until NASCAR closes the pit lane with 2 to go.
Top 5, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Chris Buescher.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this, pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall Frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen Pumpkin Spice Frosty or Pumpkin Spice Frosty Cream Cold Brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
5 laps to go here in stage 2. Chase Elliott leads by 8.6 seconds over Christopher Bell. Then it's Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Chris Buescher. From the Roval, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
When you take a swipe at your teammate leaving pit road and then act like nothing happened, you know, I just don't know where his head's at. That's the conversation in the garage. How focused is he? Where's he at? What's he thinking about? Personally, I think the not making the playoffs,
4 to go,
not coming back and running as well as he did, has really set him back on his heels. He's just not come back yet.
Hi, this is Doug Rice of PRN. Join me every Monday night for another great episode of Fast Talk, right here on the Performance Racing Network.
Ready to go 400 miles.
You got to give it everything you got. Think about how hard you can and keep moving forward.
And here we go. Green flag in Las Vegas.
Now, if you know what you're working.
Next week is Vegas.
Trouble, it looks like Logano goes
The opening race of the round of 8.
William Byron has dominated.
Vegas,
He gets
Homestead,
the win at Las Vegas.
and
The
Martinsville.
South Point 400 in Vegas. Get tickets at lvms.com.
And I'll be on the air starting at 2:30 p.m. next Sunday.
Welcome back to the Roval here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Rob Albright, Chase Elliott, all by his lonesome right now.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got to be thinking, because literally he's headed toward the chicane while Christopher Bell is just entering turn number 9. Huge lead, Brad.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Chase Elliott's actually exiting the chicane as Christopher Bell is coming off the banking in the south end of the racetrack. Here comes
like
Chase
that,
Elliott now up in the banking in turns 13 and 14. Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs just now coming out of the backstretch chicane.
So here's Elliott working into the front stretch chicane. That easy left, now the hard right, now the hard left. All right, so here we go. He hits the line now. All right, somebody start the Jeopardy theme.
Are you doing like one Mississippi, two Mississippi?
Do the Jeopardy theme. So here we go.
And finally,
there is Christopher Bell, and there's Denny Hamlin, Nick Yeoman.
Yeah, Chase Elliott was right in front of me in turn 2 when you were calling second and third across the start-finish line. It is a mighty, mighty gap. That battle for second is a pretty good one between those Joe Gibbs Toyotas into turn 3, Mark James, but it is well behind race leader Chase Elliott.
Yeah, it's tightened up the last couple of laps, no doubt about it. Denny Hamlin's been on the charge, and but he sees Christopher Bell pull away to about 5 car lengths now as they climb the hill and set up for turn 6.
Chase Elliott already to turn number 8 as Christopher Bell enters turn number 6. Denny Hamlin has done a great job, or should I say Christopher Bell has managed his tires and that machine through the latter part of stage number 2, but Denny Hamlin only about 2 car lengths in second place running Christopher Bell.
And rapidly reeling in, that duo battling for the second position is the 4th place car of Tyler Reddick as they hustle off turn 10.
Again,
he's just entering that corner, but he's definitely making up some time.
Here's the big question. As soon as Chase Elliott crosses the start-finish line, if he does not come onto pit road, that's going to close pit road. Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin pretty far back, but it's going to be all for naught.
78 around the Josh Malicki. That should be a yellow.
And Elliott backs away and misses the commitment.
We've got caution on the racetrack too, Mark. We've got a problem over there in front of Mark James.
Got a car. It's pointed the opposite
direction. That might have been a good call by Elliott, and it is caution is out.
At the exit of turn number 3, and he is stuck to the high side. Everybody was able to work their way around him. The car continues to set dead stick as cars work their way around him to the bottom side. Again, that's the car of Josh Malicki, brings out the caution.
What a great move by Chase Elliott. He was literally on top of the pit road line. He hooked a hard right, did not hit that little orange box that indicates the commitment area on pit road, and he retains the lead. That was a quick move by Chase Elliott.
Just our second yellow of the day, our first for cause on the track.
And it looks like yellow was coming.
Josh Malicki got tangled up over there in turn 4. That is part of the infield road course here on the Roval. And Chase Elliott, you're right, Mark. He caught a break. He came back on the racetrack when they yelled caution. And I don't think he got it. It was inches away from that line of demarcation, which means you've got to go to pit road.
Barely missed it. Great job by Chase Elliott. It was close, and watching the replay again, going in the corner, and it looks like the Corey LaJoie car, Doug, he smoked the corner. His tires locked up, got him into Josh Malicki.
So Josh Malicki's car got damaged there, and like you said, it's the first caution today for cause. We had the stage 1
This is the first yellow for
and
cause.
This caution now will roll in to stage 2. I just have the feeling that stage 3 we'll see a few more yellow flags that are not pre-planned.
Again, we get to the portion of our show where the give and take becomes take and take and take some more.
And that's exactly right. It's almost like they scripted it up that way. As we'll have 1 lap to go in this stage when the leaders come back to the line, and the leader will be Chase Elliott because he had amassed a 9.5-second lead over Christopher Bell. And Mark, I was watching him out there, and he looked like the Chase Elliott that won 7 other road course races before he kind of went into the drought. A car, when he is on his game, it kind of glides through the racetrack. There's no herky-jerky. Everything is smooth, and it just looks like he's at peace with the world. I don't mean to get too esoteric there, but it looks different, and we got that feeling there during that stretch run when he took the lead.
Doug, he gets in a rhythm. It's pretty to watch because you look at the lap times, they are pretty close lap after lap, and he, as you talked about, just gets in that free-flowing, and it just looks so natural. And here's the scary part. You know he's not using all of the race car.
I'm going to chat with my good buddy Brad Gilley, who's calling the actions down there in the teen turns today. Brad, you and I get to have some fun next week as we do a tune-in tailgate radio takeover leading into the South Point 400.
Yeah, we actually get to curate our own playlist for an hour, and with a nice little collaboration. Here's what I love about this, Doug. We wanted to keep it racing themed, but we can't just do a bunch of songs about racing. That would be too cliche, right? But we have all had the advantage over a couple of decades now of seeing some amazing concerts at all of the racetracks that we have gone to throughout the years, and that's the music we're going to pick. And at least for me, Doug, a couple that stand out, well, of course, that little band from Texas who we did see at Texas Motor Speedway, ZZ Top. I loved it during the very first Roval weekend here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Sammy Hagar played a concert right in the infield here during that race weekend. Huge Sammy Hagar fan. That's just going to be a couple of the bands that I'm going to take. And Doug, I know you're a big classic rock man yourself.
Well, I'm going to queue up a couple of favorites from the Doobie Brothers. Seen them a couple of times. Saw them at Texas Motor Speedway and also at Bristol Motor Speedway. And wasn't that long ago Leonard Skinner played here in the infield, and you'll be able to hear all of that on the
Stevendale Jr.
So is it a countdown to like a number one
Junior
song, or
fever on the way?
That's not a bad idea.
Last night.
Can I make a
just
suggestion?
This morning.
One of my all-time favorites.
Has to be one of our,
not in the booth
played at one of our races.
for the Roval.
Absolutely.
Okay.
An oldie but goodie.
Okay, lay it on us.
Darrell Waltrip. You picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel.
That's not.
Oh. How did I know he was going to do that?
All right, to learn more, download the TuneIn app or visit tunein.com and join the fun while Brad and I take over Tailgate Radio next week. And we got a lot of great bands and musicians to pick from, so you'll be hearing all of that on TuneIn next week, leading into the South Point 400. And we've got the field circulating one more time. When they come back, pit road will be open, pit road will still be closed, and it will be the end of the stage, and we'll give you the stage rundown and then take a quick break, and then we'll get into real live pit stops. Let's go down to Wendy.
Hey, I just wanted to let you guys, anyone that keeps these stats at home, when Chase Elliott took the lead at lap 36, he needed to lead 3 laps to get 5,000 laps led in his career. The team came over to me and told me about that stat, that it was only 3 laps. Chase Elliott has hit that mark for his 5,000th lap led. Say that 3 times fast, Doug.
I choose not to, Wendy, but I will take your word for it there. Chase Elliott has looked really the part today. I know it's been a long year, missing 6 races for a broken leg and then 1 for suspension. He's making up for a little lost time today. Over to Brett McMillan.
Yeah, Michael McDowell right now is dealing with a loss of power steering. So when the 34 car comes in, there's a pretty good chance they're going to raise the hood and see if it's something they're going to be able to fix.
Yeah, he's making up for a lot of lost time.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett McMillan. Stage 2 break, and Stage 2 has been brought to you by eBay Motors. Burn rubber, not cash, by shopping on eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. And here they come around this time, and we get the green, white, checkered, and the yellow flag. Chase Elliott will pick himself up a stage win.
In just his second of the season, Doug. Finishing second, Christopher Bell in stage number 2. Denny Hamlin third. Tyler Reddick is going to go 4th. Kyle Larson 5th. Ross Chastain 6th. 7th, Bubba Wallace. 8th, Martin Truex Jr. 9th, Michael McDowell. And Kyle Busch in 10th.
We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have pit stops here on the Roval.
Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's stands tall in our unwavering commitment to honoring our heroes. We extend our gratitude beyond words by proudly offering a legendary salute discount to those who protect our freedoms. Our dedication to those who selflessly serve us runs deep within our DNA. It's not just a discount, it's a commitment to making a difference, because every day is a chance for us to say thank you. Visit BassPro.com/legendary salute for more details. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Restrictions apply. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com and get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save. From the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hello, I'm Marcus Smith. As NASCAR celebrates its 75th year, Speedway Motorsports recognizes some of the sport's greatest moments.
Here's Doug Rice and Kyle Petty.
Let's talk about Darrell Waltrip, his impact on the sport, and what you think DW is known for aside from winning 3 titles.
Darrell Waltrip had a huge impact on the sport as soon as he got here. And we can compare it today to Ross Chastain. We can compare it to the late 70s, early 80s to Dale Earnhardt Sr. He made other drivers aware that there was somebody here and somebody knocking on the door that wanted to take the trophies and take their money home. Darrell did it in the press. Sarcasm does not come across well in any font, in any newspaper, and that's basically all we had at that time. So Darrell got a reputation of being a smart butt, of being that guy that just ran his mouth, but Darrell could back it up on the racetrack. I don't think that in the beginning that Richard Petty or David Pearson or Hale or those guys appreciated the talent that he was.
75 years of NASCAR.
Pit road is open, and it's busy, Alan Cavana.
Yes, it is. Martin Truex Jr. More stage points for him. He feels like he picked up speed. He's in for 4 tires. Bubba Wallace actually had a little contact with the wall as you go from the infield back onto the banking, but they said the damage is minimal. They're going to make an adjustment on the 23 car, Wendy Venturini.
Our leader giving that up, Chase Elliott, said that he was struggling so bad in the chicane. They did 4 tires.
Elliott off pit lane
also
first.
on pit road, Ross Chastain was turning better in traffic than he expected, giving up that 6th spot. Brett McMillan.
Christopher Bell came in, said the rear tires went away during that run, so they undid or reversed the tire pressure change they did last time. Denny Hamlin also came in. They had some problems getting the jack up on the right side of that car, so they had a longer stop that cost him some spots on the track.
We need to pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Only 12 cars pitted at the end of that second stage, again led by the man who won it, Chase Elliott. We're going to revamp the field for you when we return to Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Bank of America Roval 400.
Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, to keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who've said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
From the Roval, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I didn't hate the natural races playing out. I didn't hate a race that was 2 hours and 15 minutes for a change. I didn't hate that the best car at those 2 races won. We're not going to see a barn burner every single time we race.
Unfortunately, every race is just unpredictable. Some are going to have more cautions than others, whether you have restarts or not. I do, though, like the reset and having a pause point at the end of each stage.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Pit Reporters on the Performance Racing Network.
There's no limit to the fun and excitement to be had at Texas Motor Speedway for a triple-header weekend in 2024. All 3 NASCAR series will take to the track for a Texas-sized weekend of racing action. 2024 is going to be bigger and better than ever, with more camping fun for everyone, including an incredible camper shindig like only Texas can do. 3 days jam-packed with racing action and a no-limits experience you'll only get at Texas Motor Speedway.
We're back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, about to begin the third and final stage of the Bank of America Roval 400 cutoff race here in round 2 of the Cup Series playoff. Kyle Busch will be your leader. Ty Gibbs second, A.J. Allmendinger third, William Byron fourth, fifth Joey Logano, sixth Ryan Blaney, seventh Chris Buescher, eighth Daniel Suarez, ninth Alex Bowman, and 10th Austin Cindric.
Brad Keselowski is 11th, 12th is Kevin Harvick. Austin Dillon rides 13th, 14th to Chase Briscoe. Ryan Preece is 15th, 16th is Corey LaJoie, 17th Justin Haley. Zane Smith rides 18th, 19th to Harrison Burton, and 20th to Todd Gilliland.
Eric Jones 21st, Andy Lally 22nd, 23rd Mike Rockenfeller, Eric Almirola 24th, 25th Austin Hill. Chase Elliott will fill in the 26th position. Christopher Bell 27th, 28th Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain 29th, 30th Bubba Wallace.
31st Kyle Larson, 32nd Martin Truex Jr., 33rd Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 34th, Ty Dillon is 35th, Michael McDowell is being scored 36th, and 37th, one lap down, is Josh Bilicki.
And that leaderboard update brought to you by RaceDayNFT.com. Remember, each Speedway Motorsports race, you can get NFT bundles with hats, die casts, and more. Visit RaceDayNFT.com for more information. Race Day is every day at RaceDayNFT.com. And the playoff picture, Doug, is this. No more fool's gold at this point. Denny Hamlin is plus 35. He has clinched moving into the round. Kyle Busch now ranked 4th as the leader of the race. Plus 22 is going to be Chris Buescher. Plus 20, Christopher Bell. Plus 5, Martin Truex Jr. On the bubble, plus 1, Brad Keselowski. Kyle Larson, minus 1. Then you have Tyler Reddick, minus 2, Ross Chastain, minus 15, as well as Bubba Wallace, minus 15 to start this third and final stage.
Got a lot to decide here in this third and final stage, as we have 57 laps. It'll be 56 when they get back to the start-finish line. We'll see a lot of shuffling, I assume, during this last stage. You're going to have at least one round of pit stops. Your pit crew needs to be on the money as the field behind the Toyota GR Super Pace Car enters the Geico restart zone. Let's get stage number 3 cranked up here at the Roval. On the point, it's Ty Gibbs to his outside. It's Kyle Busch. Green flag is in the air. Gibbs makes a little contact with Allmendinger. Busch will lead them into one.
Allmendinger's got a strong charge to the outside. He's going to try to follow Kyle Busch to the point. In fact, Allmendinger's looking for more than that. He's right on Kyle Busch's bumper.
Busch, Gibbs, Allmendinger, Byron, Logano, your top 5. Then Blaney, Buescher, Suarez, Bowman, and Keselowski.
A.J. Allmendinger is in hot pursuit, though,
53,
as the rear of Kyle Busch's car
to
steps
go.
out. He gathers it back in, pulls out to about 3 car lengths. Pretty good side-by-side battle for 4th right now between Joey Logano and William Byron at the top of the hill.
Joey Logano tries to push William Byron out of the way, but William Byron too strong. He'll take over that 4th position. Now Chris Buescher trying to look at that 5th position. He'll back off a couple of car lengths. Back to the front, Kyle Busch ahead of A.J. Allmendinger by 3 car lengths.
Kyle Busch trying to replicate what Sam Mayer accomplished yesterday. Coming from last in the group of qualified cars, he won his way in. Kyle Busch now will try to do the same.
Kyle Busch has lost most of his ground in the backstretch chicane. He goes in right ahead of A.J. Allmendinger. They make the left, the right-hand turn. A.J. Allmendinger may be able to make up just a little bit of ground. 3 car lengths off the back bumper. The battle for that 5th spot right now. Chris Buescher trying to take it away from Joey Logano in the banking.
Again, the third and final stage just underway for the Bank of America Roval 400. Kyle Busch leads them across the stripe. 55 laps to go in this race. Ty Gibbs a little bit out of shape. William Byron closing in turn 1.
And Byron's going to take a look to the outside of Ty Gibbs. He'll let Gibbs charge his way into turn number 1. Gibbs' Interstate Batteries Toyota gets a little sideways. Byron all over the rear bumper into turn 3.
Yeah, about the midway point of this race, and there are some newcomers to the top 10 for sure. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead. A.J. Allmendinger trying to pull even with Kyle Busch. Forces Busch to the high side, but he'll tuck in behind him now. They go nose to tail. Michael Young, this is a hot spot for A.J. Allmendinger to set up turn 7.
William Byron got around Ty Gibbs, but it's the battle for the lead. A.J. Allmendinger will look to the inside. The 2 nearly touch. A.J. Allmendinger all around the rear bumper of Kyle Busch into 9.
Kyle Busch Busch absolutely will not make this easy for A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger now will reset. He's fallen back about a couple of car lengths. Once again, as they head toward that backstretch chicane, he'll go after race leader Busch.
Kyle Busch cannot afford to give up the lead right here. Left hand, right hand, the backstretch chicane. A.J. Allmendinger all over his back bumper as they climb the banking in turn number 13. Kyle Busch gets a great launch out of the chicane, but A.J. Allmendinger is not letting him go.
Kyle Busch pretty much needs to win to advance in the playoffs. He's doing that right now, but Allmendinger not letting him chase away. It's a half a car length as they get back to the stripe. Kyle Busch leads Allmendinger back into one.
Busch running for his playoff life, and he's got one of the best road racers in the history of this sport right on that back bumper. They're separated by about a half a car length as they swing out of turn number 2. It's a car length with the right-hander of turn 3.
And again, it's 4 through 7 where A.J. Allmendinger appears to be the strongest on this Roval. He gets to the inside of the exit in turn number 4.
Almost spun the 8.
Now climbs up the bank.
Allmendinger almost spun the 8. They almost touched.
A.J. Allmendinger goes side by side, but there's a climb of the binders.
It's the battle at the Roval. The Dinger against Rowdy. Here comes A.J. Allmendinger. He's about 2 car lengths behind. Front end washes away. Gets extremely pushed through turn number 8. He'll lose about 3 car lengths.
We often say Allmendinger is the best or among the best on road courses, but Kyle Busch proving he's no slouch as well. Off turn number 10, extends his advantage to about half a dozen car lengths.
As the wind picks up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Kyle Busch leads A.J. Allmendinger into 11 and 12. Side-by-side battle for 5th.
21st.
Chris Buescher is driven to the inside of Joey Logano. Logano's going to have to give up that spot, move Buescher up into the top 5. Meanwhile, the leaders through turns 13 and 14.
That was a really good lap for Kyle Busch, Mark Garrow. He pulled away by about 6 car lengths.
He certainly did, documenting, Doug, that Tyler Reddick has moved up to 19th, and by doing that, he has moved 2 points above the cut line.
And the cut line is starting to get important now that we're into this third and final stage. The leaders are in front of Nick Yeoman.
And of course, it'll change a whole lot if Kyle Busch loses the race lead. He is hanging on for dear life. A.J. Allmendinger is back on the attack in turn 3.
Another charge into turn number 4 for A.J. Allmendinger. Tucks right up in the car
of
Kyle
Busch.
They go nose to tail, although A.J. Allmendinger wiggles a little bit off at turn number 4. Gathers it back in now as they climb the hill toward turn number 5. A.J. Allmendinger may take a peek to the inside of the setup at turn number 7.
It's almost like A.J. Allmendinger gets another gear through turn number 7, all over that rear bumper of Kyle Busch once again. Front end washes away. He pushes again through turn number 8, loses another 2 car lengths.
All afternoon long, Kyle Busch's car has been good on starts and restarts. For the first 4 or 5 laps, then the handle seems to go away. Allmendinger gets stronger and stronger, so A.J. for the moment will be content to ride second.
A.J. Allmendinger has nothing to lose. Kyle Busch has everything to lose as it relates to the playoffs. Both through turns 11 and 12 on the back straightaway. Now they climb the banking in turn number 13. Kyle Busch right now putting together perfect laps through this section of racetrack.
Working their way again through the chicane here on the front straightaway. Turns 15, 16, and 17. Again under braking. A.J. Allmendinger closing in against Kyle Busch. 52 laps to go in this race.
Boy, I got a lot of respect for Kyle Busch because clearly he doesn't have the faster of the 2 cars. That belongs to A.J. Allmendinger, but he continues to hold them off. They'll stay separated by a car length or 2 into turn 3.
Certainly doing what he has to do, turns 4 through 7 until he can get back onto that oval where he really lets those ponies run. Now A.J. Allmendinger about a car length and a half behind. It stays that way as they climb the hill to the setup for turn number 6. Allmendinger takes a peek to the inside.
A.J. Allmendinger starts to whip the side of the horse, trying to get that thing to come to life. He's closed in on that rear bumper again.
Bumper.
Number 8. This is where Allmendinger lost a lot of ground. Not this time. They go side by side.
A.J. Allmendinger drops to the bottom of the racetrack. Left side tires poked against the white line.
Bumper. Clear. Dinger to the lead.
The bottom of the racing surface. Off of turn 2 there, door to door in turn 10.
Kyle Busch on the outside has some momentum coming off the banking. He'll have to now tuck in behind A.J. Allmendinger, the new leader here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval. They come out of the chicane. Kyle Busch right now 1 car length off the back bumper. He gave up the lead, but he wants it back.
A.J. Allmendinger looking for his 3rd ever NASCAR Cup victory. They dive side by side.
51 laps to go.
Allmendinger will hold Kyle Busch at bay for at least one more circuit. We'll take a timeout and come right back.
PRN taking a timeout here after that.
Speedway mascot Lugnut just had the pit stop of a lifetime
on the Bank of America mobile app.
Looking at the replay, Lugnut goes to his pit stall. He's pulling out his phone
and using Zelle to pay back a friend for last night's dinner.
His friendship with the pit crew is tighter than ever.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive. Racing fans just can't stop banking. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/can't-stop-banking.
You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply.
Chat.
Terms and conditions
Who's in
apply.
chat?
Member FDIC.
We have 9
Will they
concurrent
find
viewers.
a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau. I like a certain je ne sais quoi, while Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy and
You're
they
ahead
can
of
save
Bush
even more. In the
by
end,
about half a
Susan
second.
and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time. Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
New race leader is A.J. Allmendinger, starting to inch away here from Kyle Busch. Top 5 look like this: A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher. From the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Your family's there, your friends are there, and you celebrate with them in
50
victory
to
lane.
go.
Like, that is just the coolest moment.
We were scrounging back in 22nd, 24th in points, something like where we're at now.
It's a parking lot. I should bulldoze it, but we go there anyway. Come out here and race and try to do the best we can every week.
Definitely a little bit bittersweet, but mentally I've been prepared for it.
If it's happening in NASCAR, you'll hear it on PRN's Garage Pass. Check us out at goprn.com.
Hi, this is David Stiles from the Performance Racing Network.
Seabell
Each
around,
week, I join
Harrison
JC Fickenshire on JC's Garage.
Kyle Busch, he was really competitive with the Toyotas when they switched over to Chevy this year. They've been slow. They don't really have a competitive guy out there every week, and I think he's ready to kind of move on from that.
That one was for 27th
right now,
on track.
Focus on his personal life and the Cup side. He's still
Truex, a
very
second back
competitive
of
in the
Ross
Cup Series.
Chastain.
That's JC's Garage, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
So drop what you're doing, because rewards come first.
A.J. Allmendinger beginning to creep away from second place Kyle Busch when they come to the stripe. 49 laps to go in the Bank of America Roval 400. A couple of things to update. Chase Elliott, who won the second stage, has worked his way back up to 19th. Tyler Reddick has moved up to the 16th position. And right now, when we look at the standings, by Kyle Busch losing the lead, he falls below the cut line by 22 points. On the cut line right now, with an 8-point advantage over Brad Keselowski, is Kyle Larson, +9 Martin Truex Jr.
Well, we articulated this earlier, but Kyle Busch is in a must-win situation. He's not going to point his way up. There's not enough points left to be gained right now. If he wins, he advances. It's that simple. That's why he stayed out there so hard and so fast against A.J. Allmendinger. Let's check in with our O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters. O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. What's going on, Alan Cavana?
Well, I've been covering the pit and race of Bubba Wallace, and as they started out this final stage, everything got jumbled, so he's back in the field a bit. They were encouraging him on the radio, telling him he's got good speed, and then they updated him about his point situation, and he respectfully came over the radio and said, look, I don't need it, I don't want to hear it, I just need to know what I have to do out there. I know what I have to do. Go get every position possible. Doesn't want to know where he is on points. On the other end, Kyle Busch, who was leading and then gave up the lead to A.J. Allmendinger, came over the radio and said, look, I didn't do anything wrong there. It just gets really tight when I have to defend some of these positions. So he still thinks he's within striking distance of the lead. Wendy Venturini.
Yeah, well, Kyle Busch obviously is going for that big win here at Charlotte. So is A.J. Allmendinger. He just wants to walk away with the victory.
Second ahead,
but he tends
Kyle
to
Busch.
lose the rear tires as the run goes on. So
48
he looks
to
very
go.
fast out there right now, taking the lead over from Kyle Busch at lap 57. But no real communication on the radio right now. He hasn't given a whole lot of feedback other than those rear tires tend to slip away. As for William Byron in the third position, they told him if you could just stick with the 16 back when he was behind the 8 of Kyle Busch. William Byron has not been able to get that opportunity to get up close. He's about 1.5 seconds back from Kyle Busch. William Byron has been fighting, struggling through the turns most of this race so far. Brett McMillan.
Well, during the stage break, we told you that Michael McDowell had lost his power steering. They did take a look up under the hood during that stage break. His crew chief, Travis Peterson, said we couldn't visually find anything that was wrong. We couldn't find any damage. We couldn't find any holes in any lines. So there was really nothing to fix. When he left pit road, Michael McDowell said it feels just a little bit better, but he hasn't said anything since then. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell's kind of been mired back in the field just a little bit since the restart. He is progressing just a little bit. They're telling him continue to be patient, and we'll get you back to the front.
Okay, Bubba Wallace, don't listen. You don't want to know where you are. Don't listen to what I'm about to say. Below the cut line right now, 9th is Brad Keselowski, -8. Bubba Wallace has scored 13 stage points today, but right now is still -17 in 10th, -19 in 11th is Ross Chastain. Kyle Busch, even though he's running second, is 12th now, -22.
Those guys all in trouble.
Those four guys need some chaos to happen.
There's a lot of race left to go yet, Mark. There's still 47 circuits. Things could happen. People could drop out. You could inherit some positions.
Now, Tyler Reddick has been moving up the board. He came in -2. He's +10, ranked 6th right now. Also +10 is Martin Truex Jr., +8 is Kyle Larson. Doug, I think those guys are in a little bit of danger right there. You can lose that many positions, a bad pit stop, you know, just anything kind of weird out there happens. So I still think they're kind of in the danger zone.
I agree. I think unless you're clinched in already, you might be in the danger zone. Watching A.J. Allmendinger, he's in the zone all by himself, Mark. He is one of, I think,
Dinger
Michael Young might have said one of the most
1.6
accomplished road racers
ahead
NASCAR's ever seen. It's true he only has 2 NASCAR Cup Series wins, a boatload down in the Xfinity Series, including 4 right here on the Roval. This cat's comfortable at this racetrack.
He certainly is, Doug. And again, we have seen different drivers dominate. First it was Tyler Reddick, then it was Chase Elliott. And now here we get to the third and final stage. It's A.J. Allmendinger, but he's only 1.8 ahead of Kyle Busch, 2.3 ahead of William Byron.
Mark James, second through 4 right now is pretty tight out there. Kyle Busch not in a cool spot in that second runner-up spot.
Yeah, no question, Doug, and the woes continue for Kyle Busch in terms of the handling of that race car. William Byron, Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, Michael Young, you'll see them all in hot pursuit now as they crest the hill in turn 6.
Kyle Busch has hope, but the hope's starting to fade. Still has an opportunity, but he sits in that second position. William Byron has been all over that rear bumper for the last 2
Here comes Willie B. William Byron, 6/10 back.
Chris Buescher, it's second through 4th. I should say 5th as they exit turn 8.
Exactly, Michael Young. It was William Byron who was able to get to the bumper of Kyle Busch, but now he's fallen back about 4 car lengths.
That battle turns towards turns 11 and 12. Kyle Busch running in second. William Byron, he has a rear view full of Ty Gibbs. Chris Buescher's in this mix. He's one of the most accomplished road race drivers in the next-gen car. Up in turn 13, now into turn 14. Here they come to the front stretch.
So when they do come across the line again, 45 laps to go. Again, Dinger easing away from Kyle Busch. Still tight 4-car battle for that runner-up spot. 8-car length. Joey Logano is back there with Suarez and Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, it's most certainly a 5-car breakaway at the front of the field. Here comes second through 5th. Kyle Busch by about 2 car lengths over William Byron. Here comes Ty Gibbs, though. He's going to stuff it up the inside, trying to get around William Byron. Can't pull the pass off in turn 3.
Gathers it back in, hopefully to try it again if you're a fan of Ty Gibbs. He's right on the rear deck lid of William Byron. Buescher trying to keep pace, but he fades a little bit. Now he starts to tighten up again as they crest the hill in turn number 5.
This is the battle for that 3rd position. William Byron trying to hold off Ty Gibbs. For Kyle Busch, he says, have at it, boys. He's able to check out 4 positions. Byron has the machine of Ty Gibbs all over his rear bumper.
After a disappointing qualifying run, Chris Buescher has slowly worked his way into the top 5.
Larson working on the 1 at
Chastain. About 5 car lengths back at the 4th place
through oval 3 and 4.
Right behind William Byron's Chevrolet.
Ty Gibbs sizing up William Byron, heading into the backstretch chicane. Left hand turn 11, right hand turn 12. Right now as they get out of the chicane, right on his back bumper. Ty Gibbs trying to get that 3rd spot from William Byron. Byron goes a little high to block. Ty Gibbs now starts to look low coming off the banking.
Chris Buescher is in 5th. He's waiting to see what happens between these two as William Byron snakes through the chicane right in his tire tire tracks is Ty Gibbs, and then right there is Chris Buescher. That's a nice three-way battle for the third spot.
And Chris Buescher's had some good runs on the Roval the last 2 years. He's finished in the top 6, so looking to make that a trend. But he is watching a ferocious battle between William Byron and Ty Gibbs. It stays at 2 car lengths to the right-hander of turn 3.
And again, Kyle Busch continues to be the beneficiary of that battle as he starts to inch away ever so slightly now. A firm grasp on second place. William Byron with Ty Gibbs in hot pursuit as they climb the hill at the exit of turn number 5.
Fifth place running Chris Buescher may be the smart driver, at least in this exchange, as William Byron and Ty Gibbs go at it. Again this time through, it's William Byron about a car length and a half as they exit turn number 8. Ty Gibbs is right there.
A.J. Allmendinger's lead appears now to stabilized over Kyle Busch. Busch maintaining his pace.
Stabilized at 2.1 seconds between Allmendinger and Kyle
Again,
Busch.
that battle for third heads into turn number 11. A sharp left-hand corner followed by the sharp right-hander. Ty Gibbs working the back bumper of William Byron as they now exit the backstretch chicane. Chris Buescher right now settling behind him in 5th. He's watching this battle as it goes on through the banking on the north end of the track.
Now let's check in with Alan Cavana to get a look at our Sunoco fuel mileage window.
Well, coming into the race, a safe assumption was a fuel window of about 35 laps. I checked with pit crews and crew chiefs here on pit road, and they said that's a pretty good number, and some teams may even push it a little more. So if you do the math, 109 laps in this race, minus 35, maybe minus a little more. We're looking at about lap 72 to 74 of that final pit window opening for fuel. That's in less than 10 laps, Wendy Venturini.
They decide to early pit for Chase Elliott. It's going to be 4
Short
tires,
pitting for Chase.
air pressure adjustment, a little bit of strategy to try and gain some positions for Chase Elliott. A solid stop for them. And they are down and away for Chase Elliott.
So that look at our Sunoco fuel mileage window brought to you
complete.
by Sunoco. They put the same focus and care that goes into the fuel at its stations that it does for the race fuel that powers the fastest stock cars in the country. Sunoco fueling NASCAR
They may be
for
about
20 years. We've talked about Chris Buescher running in that 5th spot right
5 or
now.
6 laps
His high finish
to the
here
bad
on the Roval is 3rd. This year on the
without
road
a
courses,
yellow.
4 top 10s in 5 races. The worst finish was 11th at Indy.
So let's see if Chris Buescher can get up in the mix. Right now, A.J. Allmendinger starting to pull away. He has almost got a 3-second advantage over Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has a little bit of cushion now over William Byron, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher. Phil's starting to accordion out. You gave a nod of approval a moment ago when Chase Elliott came onto pit road all by himself. What's your thinking there?
Again, Doug, fresh tires. He's going to be out there on a clean racetrack by himself, burning hard laps. I think this is going to pay off big for Chase Elliott, who needed to make up ground. Doug, he got a bad break at the end of that second stage when we went yellow. If it went green, he would have cycled to the front. Instead, he had to take the stage win when the caution came out.
Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
Brad Keselowski
is
hits
in.
pit road, giving up that 10th
9.2.
position. It's going to be 4 tires Sunoco fuel and a very quick pit stop for Brad K in the 6th team.
Brad Kay still paying the price, though, for blowing through a chicane earlier. And here is Chase Elliott. And as you said, Mark, he has clean racetrack. There's not anybody within a quarter mile of the number 9 car right now.
And again, he can hammer down, run as hard as he wants to, as he can. And I think this is going to pay off in track position. But we won't know that until everybody makes their green flag pit stop.
42 laps to go here in the Roval. The top 5 read like this: A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher.
The NASCAR playoffs are here, and everyone on the Toyota racing team is gearing up to bring the championship home. Like Andre and Steve, who've been growing out their playoff beards.
I've been growing mine for 20 years.
Do not rag.
Doesn't that just make it a beard?
That's called dedication, Steve. To accomplish greater things this year, everyone plays a part. Be part of the action at toyota.com/racing. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This time by 40 to
The
go.
Xfinity fastest lap of the day goes to Christopher Bell. He turned a lap of 101.887 miles per hour. That was way back on lap 2. Xfinity introducing the next generation of 10G network, only from Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. A.J. Allmendinger continues to lead by 3 seconds over Kyle Busch. From the Roval, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Reddick goes right to the bottom of the racetrack. Chastain tries to hold on the outside.
Truex on the inside, Byron in the middle, Chastain up high.
Hamlin now beginning to come to the front. He's got the edge now. He'll take the lead away.
Brian Blaney sliding down into the grass. There was a lot of bumping and grinding, and Blaney noses into the infield retaining wall.
Ross Chastain doing a great job. Truex right there, big in his mirror as they race down the backstretch here. Harrison Burton is spinning down the back straightaway. Everybody going to the top side. Here comes Kyle Larson. Larson dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead all 4.
Chris Buescher has trouble and a spin off of turn 4.
Yeah, we've got a ton of cars that are in this one, and Larson is certainly one of those cars.
Trouble coming out of turn 4. Hamlin is sideways. The car spins down on the apron of the racetrack.
Byron takes that brightly painted number 24 to the front. He gets a big shove from Daniel Suarez.
This is PRN.
40 to go. Allmendinger's lead, 3.2 seconds. William Byron quickly closing on Kyle Busch. It's Allmendinger, Busch, Byron, Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, your top
Back
5.
here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Bank of America 400. Trace Elliott was just down pit road moments ago. We checked out the tires that came off of his race car, and the right rear tire had a puncture. Now, Chase Elliott, he is quick on his feet in reacting to the feel of the race car. He felt it immediately that he had run over something. They called him to pit road at lap 66. They did that 4-tire change, and upon further review, there was a big puncture in the right rear. It's a good call and a good feel by Chase Elliott. Alan Cabana
going deep
good
in the
situational awareness by Chase Elliott.
The fuel window. Kyle Busch is on pit road now for what they expect to be the final pit stop, perhaps even the winning pit stop. Kyle Busch, 4 new tires, waiting on fuel on and off pit road.
So Kyle Busch accelerates in that Lenovo Chevrolet down the pit lane.
Oh, 11th round!
And if everything goes according to plan, he should not have to pit again. And there has been there are problems along the front stretch here. Michael McDowell gets into the pits.
Caution.
Denny Hamlin spins out at the start-finish line. He will crank it back up, and no caution flag. Wow, that's incredible that did not bring out the yellow. We saw McDowell get up out of the groove, then Hamlin spun around, but NASCAR keeps that yellow flag tucked away here as we have 39 laps to go.
34, so he's got some damage.
Steadily. He now enjoys a 4-second lead, but Mark James, Michael McDowell's car, slow to come back up to speed.
Yeah, he was living to the high side through 3 and 4 and letting cars blow by him. Denny Hamlin, who was just involved with, passes him right now, and it's a slow climb up the hill.
Everyone's coming.
Michael McDowell.
It was last time by that started to unfold. Denny Hamlin and Michael McDowell nearly touched at the exit of turn number 8, and for Michael McDowell,
this will cycle Ryan Blaney to the lead.
A.J. Allmendinger giving up that
38
lead
to go.
Right now. It's better in clean air, according to A.J. He wants to get back in that clean air. He said the balance overall
Byron,
is good.
Gibbs,
It's going to be
Buescher,
4 tires,
Logano,
fuel,
Suarez,
pull the
Bowman,
tear off. Also on pit
Cindric.
road, William Byron with a 4-tire stop.
Ryan
He has
Freese,
had no
Tyler
grip.
Reddick.
The tire almost gets away. They were able to catch it. Brett McMillan.
Ty Gibbs is in, having a great run going. He wanted to come in
Harvick,
with a 16
Bubba Wallace are in.
4-tire change, everything going smooth, everything
Dillon,
going very well as he
Truex
pulls
in.
back out. Kyle Larson is in, and he feels very good about
Andy
the car.
Lally,
They feel like
Almirola,
it's been a good day, a
Zane
good
Smith
point
is
day.
in.
They feel good about their position. The 4-tire change is complete. The fuel
Looks like
is
the
in,
34
and he
McDowell
pulls
will
away
cycle
with the victory.
through.
Trouble for Kevin Harvick
No
on the left
caution.
side tires. They did a 4-tire stop. They waited on the fuel and a little bit of a stall on the left side before they dropped that jack. Alan Cabana.
Down here at the entrance of pit road, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Buescher, and Bubba Wallace have all been in with clean pit stops.
All right, a ferocious round of green flag pit stops. So first round of those that we have seen today, because we have had very few cautions, just 2 cautions in this race today. Back down to Brett McMillan.
And Michael McDowell's come to a stop in his pit stall. Look when he went by to me, like the left front tire is down, and they come around to the left side of the car, and now they're having trouble getting the jack up under that car, and indeed that left front tire is down. They're finally able to get the car jacked up, get those left side tires changed, and now the car is full, and they send him back out.
So right now we're seeing Ryan Blaney listed as the leader of this race. A.J. Allmendinger got out just ahead of Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Chris Buescher. Those 5 cars very tight together across the start-finish line, back to 1.
And that will be your race leaders when this all cycles out. It's A.J. Allmendinger leading that train of cars into turn number 2. Kyle Busch about 2 car lengths behind. Ty Gibbs a car length behind. Then it's Byron and Buescher into turn 3.
Watching them exit turn number 3, and A.J. Allmendinger's going to get to the bottom of the racetrack. He leads that train out of turn number 4 to pit road and Wendy Venturini.
Ross Chastain had to pit diagonally with 2 cars out of the box. That was because Austin Dillon was leaving his pit stall as Ross Chastain was coming in. It forced them both to check up. Ross then had to get around Austin Dillon and pull on diagonally to do their 4-tire stop. Brett McMillan.
Christopher Bell said his car was as good as it was during the first run, during this run so far. So he came in, got a 4-tire change, no adjustments, and a full tank of Sunoco fuel.
So meanwhile, out on the racetrack, Ryan Blaney is being scored as the race leader, 14 seconds up on the field, but he last pitted on lap 41. Justin Haley is riding second. He came in on lap 46, so eventually they're going to have to visit pit road and give up that position.
And then A.J. Allmendinger, who's 21 seconds behind Blaney right now, but barely ahead of Kyle Busch. As Nick Yeoman mentioned, will take over the lead. Let's pick up that battle. There is Dinger across the stripe. Busch, Gibbs, Byron, Buescher in hot pursuit.
Yeah, all evenly separated by just a car length or 2. It is a train, but a competitive one at that. Allmendinger leads that 5-some into the right-hander of turn 3, Mark Janes.
Slowly but surely, he was able to inch away before that round of stops. Looks like he's trying to do the exact same thing this time, about a 7-car length advantage. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch sees Ty Gibbs on the charts. He's close with 1 car length now as they climb the hill into turn number 6.
For the moment, this is the battle for the 3rd position until Ryan Blaney comes to pit lane. So Kyle Busch trying to hold off Ty Gibbs. It's a good battle, calling about 2 car lengths as they exit turn number 8.
Nobody's better getting on and off pit road than Kyle Busch. So when A.J. Allmendinger came out in front of him, his lead had shrunk from about a 1.5 seconds to just a couple of car lengths, and already Allmendinger beginning to stretch it out over Kyle.
As AJ stretches it out, Kyle has to look behind him because here comes Ty Gibbs. Gibbs has already passed him before in this race in the backstretch chicane. He's not able to do it right now. Right behind them, William Byron is running effectively in the 5th spot, but it could turn into the 4th spot when Blaney pits. But William Byron really has a lot of pressure from Chris Buescher.
Watching A.J. Allmendinger, who is second. Ryan Blaney has yet to make his last pit stop, so he is the leader. 4 car lengths back, it's Kyle Busch. Equal distance back to Ty Gibbs. And then it's a pretty close battle back there between William Byron and Chris Buescher for 5th and 6th.
Yeah, those drivers really getting hard on the brakes in the left-hander of turn number 1. We'll focus in on Byron because Chris Buescher is on the attack as they take a wide angle into turn number 3.
Again, Blaney is setting up for 7 right now as this battle unfolds in front of our eyes out of turn number 4. Busch, and then Ty Gibbs, then William Byron, then it's Chris Buescher. They're all chasing now Kyle Busch up the hill.
Chris Buescher's been very impressive today, still trying to get on that rear bumper, that deck lid of William Byron, unable to do so. It's Allmendinger, then Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, and Chris Buescher out of 8.
And Joey Logano, who has not shown much all afternoon long, runs in that 6th position, trying to catch this leading quintet. Off turn number 10 one more time. A.J. Allmendinger continues to extend his advantage over Busch.
While this battle continues, Ryan Blaney once again has bypassed pit road, so we pick up that 2nd place car of A.J. Allmendinger going through the backstretch chicane, followed by Kyle Busch, who is heavily being pressured by Ty Gibbs right now. A little bit behind them, William Byron still feeling a lot of heat from Chris Buescher.
We still have a long way to go. 34 laps left from the Bank of America Roval 400 from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Hunt Brothers Pizza always offers 10 toppings to choose from at no extra charge. That's 1,024 topping combinations at one price. At Hunt Brothers Pizza, we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com to find your next pizza.
Hamlin again. And that's a caution.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best.
That is a caution.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste.
Danny Hamlin around.
Sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Exclamation point caution in the chat.
Ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen.
That is the third yellow of the race.
Third caution of the day. Problems for Denny Hamlin along the front stretch. He's got a lot of right rear damage on his car.
On that
He's got to
11.
be glad that he already clinched into the playoffs today, because that one's crabbing around the racetrack. It also looked like Ty Dillon may have been involved in that incident.
Yeah, Doug, that car,
Hamlin and
maybe
Ty
the totaling
Dillon.
broke on the rear, because it's definitely pointed
Right
in
rear
the same
totaling.
direction. So
Gone.
we're watching the replay. Denny Hamlin got hot into the right-hander and bounced off of Ty Dillon. So Hamlin just got in there way too hot and got hit, nicked by two other cars, including Kevin Harvick is one of those two cars. And yeah, Denny Hamlin just kind of lost it, ran into Ty Dillon. Justin Haley barely missed him. Right, Mike Rockefeller, Kevin Harvick nicked him going by.
So third yellow of the day for Denny Hamlin out of turn 17 here on the Roval. Let's take a timeout for our stations. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Hi, this is Doug Rice, host of PRN's Behind the Mic, a podcast where we talk to the top sportscasters from all over this country. People like Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors.
It made it so much more interesting and so much more challenging in the sense where you knew that this team was, moving in a historical direction.
Marty Brenneman, the longtime broadcaster for the Cincinnati Reds.
Our engineer, Dave Armbruster, who was with me for 46 years, said, I've just gotten a call from the clubhouse. Lou wants you to put an open appeal out on the air and ask Tom Browning to come back to the ballpark.
Ben Ingram, the play-by-play voice of the Atlanta Braves.
Winning the World Series, that was so much fun. It was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And who wouldn't want to repeat that? Broadcasting is easier. What we do is easier when the team that we're covering is performing well.
Remember to check out PRN's Behind the Mic and hear from the great voices of sports wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Mike Rockefeller picked up some damage during that little incident out of the exit of 17. He's got the 42 car on the pit road. A lot of right side, right front damage, and Denny Hamlin is now limping down the pit lane in his Mavis tire machine. He's got right rear damage. Let's go down to Brett McMillan.
All right, Denny Hamlin is working his way down pit road. Matter of fact, kind of crabbing his way down pit road. They believe the toe link is broken on the right side, and I can see some right rear damage to that car as he pulled to stop in his pit box. They've gone around to the right side to go to work on that damage on the right rear of the car, also the right rear quarter panel. He's also got a little bit of damage on the left rear as well, but they're mostly interested in what's going on the right side. That's where they believe the toe link is broken. They're going to try to fix that and send him back out. Woody Venturini.
This caution is good timing for Chase Elliott and crew chief Alan Gustafson. He just came off the pit box because they are short on fuel, and they are significantly short. They pit at lap 66 with that right rear puncture in the tire. Alan has come off the pit box. For many of you that don't know, he usually catches the tire, so they're just discussing what they can do to fix his car. Chase said it feels pretty good. He just wants clean air, but he definitely needs that Sunoco fuel. Alan Cavana.
And just
this should help Chase's fuel mileage because
the opposite of the
he came
strategy
into this
he had in
yellow
the first two stages, so they were the longest car and team to stay
5
out there on the
laps
racetrack.
to the bad.
If anyone will follow him down, but Ryan Blaney has to come down and make that final pit stop, waiting on him here under caution.
So the green light has flashed on. Pit road is open.
There's the fan cam
and they'll
again
pass
on NBC.
below the Sunoco sign here that signifies the start of the pit lane,
Pits
along with the
are
yellow
gonna
line led by
open
Ryan
here on
Blaney.
lap
And looks like
77.
AJ Allmendinger,
Everyone's
Kyle
coming in.
Busch,
Ryan
and others
Blaney among
bypassing.
the
Let's go
first
to Alan
act.
Cavana.
And here is that Ryan Blaney car, one of the
Here comes
only
Chase.
to any takers because he had to.
4 tires and fuel for the
only ones
9.
that had not made his final pit
It'll all
stop
be
yet, so we
4-tire
got some
stops.
laps out there in front. 4 tires for the 12 car. Wendy Venturini.
Chase Elliott stops directly in front of me. They go to the work on the right-hand side. It is going to be 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Well orchestrated down here for Chase Elliott. Brett McMillan.
Well, let's check in with Brett McMillan now.
A couple of cars coming down to mine into pit road, including the Wood Brothers car with Harrison Burton at the helm. They've come to a stop in his pit box. Also, Zane Smith stopped down here. They're getting 4 tire changes. Michael McDowell is also here. He hadn't said anything else about the power steering, which they were unable to fix because they couldn't see anything wrong with it. McDowell's getting a 4 tire change. He's still been fast out there on the track as they finish it up and send it back out.
Martin Truex Jr., we need to document, has made a pit stop, Doug, and a
be
bit of a
going back
gamble.
green around
They
lap
give up a lot of track
80,
position.
81.
So Truex will try to fight his
we'll have
way
about
back through with 4 fresh Goodyear tires and full tank of Sunoco.
I just have a feeling, Mark, we're going to be really watching in the 7th, 8th, and 9th position as far as the playoffs are determined, because there's still some play left to get that last spot.
Well, again, Truex is in the danger zone right now. We'll have to see how they come across the start-finish line, but they're scoring him now at this point 1 point below the cutoff line. Brad Keselowski 1 point above.
A.J. Allmendinger is the race leader. Kyle Busch is second. Ty Gibbs third. Fourth is William Byron. Chris Buescher is fifth. Joey Logano is sixth. Brad Keselowski seventh. Alex Bowman eighth. Ninth to Daniel Suarez. And 10th is Tyler Reddick.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has come back from, I believe, a couple of laps down. He's 11th. 12th, Austin Cindric. Kyle Larson 13th. 14th, Chase Briscoe. Ryan Preece 15th. Then it's Corey LaJoie 16th. 17th, Austin Dillon. Ryan Blaney now 18th. 19th, Justin Haley. Kevin Harvick in 20th.
Harrison Burton 21st. Bubba Wallace back in 22nd. He's currently below the cut line. Zane Smith is 23rd. 24th, Chase Elliott. 25th is Christopher Bell. Eric Jones 26th. Todd Gilliland 27th. 28th to Ross Chastain. He's in trouble today. Michael McDowell 29th, and Andy Lally is going to be scored 30th.
Austin Hill 31st. 32nd, Mike Rockenfeller. Martin Truex Jr. now scored 33rd. Ty Dillon 34th. Eric Almirola 35th. Denny Hamlin 36th. And Josh Bilicki in 37th.
And that's the full field rundown brought to you by our good friends at Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com or download the new Hunt Brothers Pizza app. We're ready to turn them loose, Brad, when they come back to the line. 31 laps to go here on the Roval.
Right behind that Toyota GR Super Pace car, your race leader, A.J. Allmendinger, has chosen the outside.
Pace vehicle
couple hungry
to
drivers
pit
up
lane.
front. To A.J. Allmendinger's inside is Ty
Start on
Gibbs.
lap
Row number 2,
78.
William Byron.
31
on the inside of
laps
Kyle
to
Busch.
go.
The GR Super Pace car
Restart.
hits the pit road.
So here is Allmendinger and Gibbs leading them into the Geico restart zone, which is right in the middle of the chicane as they get ready to exit the chicane. Gibbs makes contact with Allmendinger as the green flag flies. They make contact again as they head to turn number 1.
Yeah, they were leaning on each other, no doubt. They're going
Ty
to stay
Gibbs
side by
to the
side
lead.
in turn number 1. The youngster Ty Gibbs not giving an inch to A.J. Allmendinger. He's going to take the race lead into turn number 3.
And things are going to get more aggressive, most assuredly, as the laps start to wind down. A.J.
Dillon's
Allmendinger
around.
tucks in behind Ty Gibbs. He will have the second spot. The third spot belongs to William Byron. Then it's Busch. Then a side-by-side battle for the 5th position. That's Joey Logano and Chris Buescher.
And Chris
Dillon and
Buescher
Corey
trying to hold
LaJoie
off that Joey
tangled
Logano
up.
machine.
Here
They're
comes
still
Stinger
side by
again.
side at the exit of
Stinger
turn
on
number
Gibbs.
6. Again, this is the battle for the 5th
Door,
position, but back up
door.
front, A.J. Allmendinger trying to make a move to the inside of Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs
Bumper,
climbs the banking
bumper.
at turn number 9. Now he'll squeeze A.J. Allmendinger right down to the white line on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll still be door-to-door off turn
Clear.
number 10. Slight advantage to Allmendinger. Here come William Byron and Kyle Busch. A.J. Allmendinger on the inside of Ty
Dinger
Gibbs.
back to the
coming
lead.
The left-hander of turn number 11. He is able to clear Ty Gibbs. A.J. Allmendinger retakes the lead. Ty Gibbs does not want to let it go easily. Right behind him, you've got William Byron, Kyle Busch. Joey Logano also feeling a lot of pressure from Chris Buescher.
A number
30
of
to
cars
go.
crashed in turn 4, but it is clear. We're still under green. Into the front straightaway chicane. Left, right, back to the left. Allmendinger leads them across the stripe. 30 laps to go. Ty Gibbs now getting pressure from William Byron.
Yeah, the drivers that got the worst of that crash were Austin Dillon and Corey LaJoie, but the battle is on. Not only for the race
wobble
lead,
from the
but for
47.
second.
No
Here comes
trouble!
the Texas winner, William Byron, all over the back of Ty Gibbs.
Eric Jones hard to the wall. Caution.
Trouble at turn 2. Eric Jones has been turned right
right in front of the field. He spins back across and gets hammered by Michael McDowell. It was they were trying to go three wide
Michael
through
McDowell
turn
tying
number
it up.
two.
This will
Eric
be
Jones
our
turned,
fourth
and
yellow
Michael McDowell
of the
gets the worst of
afternoon.
it. Those two cars disabled the driver's left right at the exit of pit lane.
And it looked like for a bit there, Nick Yeoman, that Eric Jones's car got up on 2 tires when he got hit by McDowell.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He hit the wall and then spun back across the racetrack. And we've talked all day about how narrow this part of the racetrack was. There was a host of cars behind him. Drivers went left and right. Michael McDowell had nowhere to go. Eric Jones and Michael McDowell both going to pull away from this accident, but Doug, it is heavy damage.
That will never
Michael
work.
McDowell hit Jones's car square. He looks like a bulldog nose right now. It is completely pushed in flat, and looks like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. made some contact with Jones, came back across the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr. barely snuck by.
And so did Chase Elliott. They were able to get around that without being involved in it. Let's check in with Brett McMillan.
Well, they asked Michael McDowell how his car is. He goes, well, couldn't be any worse than what the day's gone so far. I got oil pressure, I got water pressure, so I guess I'm okay.
Well, I think he's far from okay. We'll take a break and come right back
car
to the
looks
Roval.
done.
Where is the bride?
Hello?
Honey, where are you? I'm at the altar.
Oh, hey! I'm fueling up at Sunoco.
Sunoco? Your dad's waiting to walk you down the aisle.
I'm earning rewards as fast as I can.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save. So drop what you're doing, because rewards come first.
29 to
gotta
go.
go. I'll text you.
Download the Sunoco app. Sunoco, fuel your best. Terms and conditions apply.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is
80
way too
laps
exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this, pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen pumpkin spice frosty or pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
Working our fourth yellow of the day. This one calls when Eric Jones and Michael McDowell got together in a pretty nasty-looking crash in turn 2. They were both able to drive away. 29 laps to go here in Charlotte. Top 5, A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
If you have a chance to make a difference in a kid's life, you need to take full advantage of that opportunity.
For those kids to know somebody has their back, somebody is caring about them, thinking about them when they feel like nobody is.
Anything that I can do now to support Speedway Children's Charities, I do because I've seen the work firsthand.
We owe it to children, no matter where they come from.
Unfortunately, there is no end to some of the terrible atrocities in our world. Speedway Children's Charities can feel really good that we are getting the most good out of every dollar that's given. At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
And if one child is still in need,
then there's still work to do.
Because their future is our future.
And there's still so much they can teach us.
Find out more at speedwaycharities.org.
This, the fourth caution flag in the Bank of America Roval 400. An opportunity for Josh Bilicki to get the free pass. He's back on the lead lap.
And if you take advantage of pit road being open this time, you most assuredly can go the rest of the way without having to make a fuel stop. Now, you may be begging for 4 tires before this is all over, but if you stop now, you can make it the rest of the way on fuel easily. We've completed 80 laps, 29 to go. This is a 109-lap race. That's 252.8 miles.
We're about to find out, Doug, if they think they can make it on fuel. Again, the lead cars all pitted on lap 71. Will they commit to pit road? A.J. Allmendinger bypassing it. They must feel like they've got enough.
I think when you've got this much caution mark and you're out there, you're just conserving fuel like crazy. They all feel like they're in a very comfortable place right now. So nobody, it looks like, is going to take advantage of this particular opportunity to come to pit road. Let's check in with our Wendy Venturini.
Yeah, no surprise for no takers there. We're good on fuel for the most part. I'm parked right in front of Eric Jones' mangled up machine here. They do have to put left side tires on it still. They changed the right side tires, but they assessed it. It still has pressure and everything is good. So they said put 4 tires on it and send it back out. Eric Jones had actually taken the window net down because he thought the race car had a little bit too much damage, but they just put the window net back up on Eric Jones, and now they're pulling that left front tire is kind of stuck under that wheel well area, so they're trying to pull the fenders out to change those 4 tires and send Eric Jones back out there.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's check in now with Brett McMillan.
Yeah, Michael McDowell has come down pit road. The crew has done a lot of body work, cutting away the left front fender to make sure it's not rubbing on the tires. They've done a little pulling and tugging on the right front fender as well, just to make sure there's no tire rub over there. Try to tape down the hood. They're going to probably come back down one more time. They're talking about his crew chief, Travis Peterson, saying we're going to have 2 shots at this. So they're trying to make sure there's no leaks or anything else before they tape that hood down. But they expect to bring it back down one more time just to make sure and to get that hood taped down so there's no damage or no aerodynamic disadvantage to this team.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett McMillan. I'm sure Denny Hamlin is elated that he clinched a playoff spot earlier today, Mark. He just took the number 11 Toyota back into the garage after being involved in 2 separate incidents today. He's done for the day, but he gets to play on.
So Doug, here again a snapshot with when they take the green flag, 27 to go. Christopher Bell is plus 28, Chris Buescher plus 20 above the cut line, Tyler Reddick plus 17, plus 15 Kyle Larson, plus 9 Martin Truex Jr. Minus 9 is the Brad Keselowski car, Bubba Wallace minus 10, Chastain minus 17,
so this time by we
Kyle
will get
Busch
the
minus
restart.
26.
And the stage point today picked up by Tyler Reddick. He is the only one of the playoff drivers that has earned a playoff point today, not just a stage point. He also picked up 10 stage points by winning in stage 1 today. As we're ready to re-rack them and go at it when they come back to the line, there will be 27 laps to go.
They're racking up now in front of Brad Gilley.
Yes, they are. The lights are off on that Toyota GR Super Pace car. We saw just how aggressive Ty Gibbs was on that last restart. He is going to restart once again on the inside of race leader A.J. Allmendinger, row number 2. Kyle Busch on the inside of William Byron, row number 3. You've got Chris Buescher on the inside of Joey Logano. Tyler Reddick on the inside of Alex Bowman in row number 4. And the pace car hits pit road.
Green flag for the restart.
So here they are,
27
Allmendinger
to go.
Gibbs easing into the Geico restart zone. The last restart, they played bumper cars. They weren't playing nice. What happens this time? Green flag is out. Ty Gibbs again gets a good start, but Allmendinger is going to lead them to turn number 1.
Yep, Gibbs versus Allmendinger, round number 2. This one's going to go to A.J. Allmendinger. He gets into turn number 1 cleanly ahead of the youngster Ty Gibbs. Gibbs, though, all over that back bumper as they race into turn 3.
Now going to be interesting to see if he's able to keep pace, because this is where A.J. Allmendinger is oh so strong from turns 4 through 7. Pretty good side-by-side battle for the 3rd position as William Byron gets putted wide by Kyle Busch. He'll grab the spot as they climb the hill.
Kyle Busch fighting for his playoff life. He takes over that 3rd position, but William Byron not done all over that rear bumper. It's A.J. Allmendinger, 3 car lengths in front of Ty Gibbs. Then it's the machine of Kyle Busch just ahead of William Byron.
Byron expressing some displeasure. The pass made by Kyle Busch, he'll try to get him back. Off of turn 10, it is a lead for A.J. Allmendinger.
I'm going to be watching to see if Byron spins.
3-car battle for 6 as they go down the back straightaway. They're all going to bury it in toward the chicane. Tyler Reddick able to pick up a couple of spots as he gets around Chris Buescher and Alex Bowman. They sort single file through that chicane. Tyler Reddick now move him up to 6 as the leaders hit the front stretch.
That could have been a real mess there. 26 laps to go here on the Roval. A.J. Allmendinger through that chicane, turn 17. 2-car length advantage over Ty Gibbs. 2 more car lengths back to Kyle Busch. Then it's William Byron. Joey Logano hanging around in the high rent district. He rides in 5th.
And he's riding right ahead of Tyler Reddick, who dominated the first 25 laps of this race and appears to be on the charge. He's about 2 car lengths behind Logano, stalking him underneath the pedestrian bridge.
Little by little, Joey Logano has worked his way into the top 10 throughout the course of this day, but Tyler Reddick with that strong move to chicane moments ago is now stalking Joey Logano. He's pulled to within about 3 car lengths now with the exit of turn number 5.
Top 4 look really good. It's that battle for the 5th position as they exit turn number 6. Joey Logano has it, and Tyler Reddick wants it. Reddick with a really nice run out of
these two
turn
have a
number
history
7.
together.
About a half a car length as they exit turn number 8.
A lot of racing yet to go. Reddick will narrow that margin between himself and the car directly
you'll get
in front of that
Chastain.
Joey Logano machine. They'll both
Move
run
Chase
the
to
bottom line off
19.
of turn number 10. They'll exit that corner and head toward the chicane. Here comes Reddick.
Tyler Reddick looks low on Joey Logano, turn number 11.
Chastain
He'll try
looking
and
to
tuck
fight
in
back on the
behind him,
backstretch chicane.
right on his back bumper,
will
the
do
right-hand
so.
turn. Out of the backstretch chicane, they hit the banking. Joey Logano in
Chastain
front of
with the
Tyler
take
Reddick.
back.
Tyler Reddick is not letting Logano pull
Reddick
away
versus
through
Logano.
turns 13 and 14.
Battle for 5th taking place with 25 laps to go. Remember,
This'll be
Reddick
for
led the
5th and
first
6th.
27 laps,
25
won stage 1,
laps to
has
go.
scored the most stage points today, and would dearly love to not just point his way into the round of 8, win his way in. They're back in 1.
And he's going to take a look to the inside of Joey Logano. Thought better of shoving it too far up the inside. He'll get back in line. They're separated by a car length. Logano's car really sliding around at the exit of turn 2.
Meanwhile, third place right Kyle Busch pedaling just a little bit harder.
Trouble on turn number 1. We got a car around. It's the 15 machine of Andy Lally. He looped it around, backed it into the wall. Everyone goes to the left and the right to avoid him. Now he's going the wrong way. He's got to spin this thing back around. We'll wait to get Andy Lally back around. Michael, the leader's in front of you.
A.J. Allmendinger still about 3 car lengths in front of Ty Gibbs.
And
the battle still for that 5th
behind
position.
the wall, no caution.
It's Joey Logano and Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick, of course, came in below the cut line. Now finds himself above it. He
Lally.
wants the best finishing position possible. He also does not want to jeopardize moving on to the next round. He's 2 car lengths back to Joey.
Here comes the race leader, A.J. Allmendinger, into the backstretch chicane. He's being chased by Ty Gibbs. It doesn't seem like Allmendinger is able to pull away as much as he had on the initial restarts. Kyle Busch running in 3rd right now. He's the first playoff driver in the running order.
As they roll back through the
and now we have a yellow.
Not letting Ty Gibbs get away in that battle for
and
second.
it is for Andy Lally.
Lally's going to try to
our
take that
5th
wounded car
yellow.
back out onto the racetrack. And now NASCAR says, okay, enough of that. We'll throw our 5th yellow of the day. And this is for the stranded car of Andy Lally, bringing out our 5th yellow flag of the day as we now only have 24 laps to go in the Bank of America Roval 400.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now.
Back.
We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Make your plans now to stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa next March when NASCAR returns to Las Vegas. They have great race ticket and room packages for you to choose from. The South Point also features a wide variety of excellent dining options at 11 different restaurants. Or you can enjoy the 16-screen movie complex and visit the 64-lane bowling center. Visit SouthPointCasino.com and make your reservations today. Stay where the racers stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa. Hey, we urge you to check out PRN's YouTube channel. We're at GoPRN Live. You can like and subscribe us. We're putting up content almost on a daily basis. So check out the PRN YouTube channel at GoPRN Live. You can do so today. From the Roval, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey there, it's Kathy Martindale and Paul Shad on ZMAX Racing Country Classic.
Hey, we're back. Come on to Nashville. It's Kathy and Vince Gill.
Who do you find it hardest to keep up with, musicianship-wise?
I just feel
Hamlin thinks
like
of no one else but
guitar player
himself.
compared to some of the people that I just love and admire and really think are spectacular.
85
the majority
complete,
of the people
24
that I
to
learned
go.
to play the instrument from are still around.
ZMAX Racing Country Classics.
Trying to get the restart around 88, lap 88
I've been driving
or 89,
trucks for
so
a
around
long
20
time.
to go.
Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots,
That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles.
It's gonna open.
Everyone can help keep our roads
No
safe.
takers.
Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Hey, this is Joey Logano, and it's time for the Coca-Cola Racing Family Update.
And it comes with 23 laps to go in the Bank of America ROVAL 400 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Joey Logano just happens to be the top-running Coca-Cola Racing Family driver right now in 5th. Daniel Suarez is 11th, Chase Elliott 20th, Austin Dillon 26th. Out of the race, 37th is Denny Hamlin. Coke Zero Sugar tastes so good, people will take a taste any way they can. So when you're enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar, be ready to protect it. Because one sip begs the question, is this the best Coke ever? Take a taste and see.
All right, thanks for the Coca-Cola Racing Family Update. It'll be 22 laps to go when the field circles back around here. We're working our 5th yellow flag of the day, brought out by Andy Lally, whose car broke, and then Andy took it back out onto the racetrack, stalled out right at the entrance to turn 2. NASCAR forced to throw the yellow flag once again.
So again, this caution could certainly stir things up. One thing that jumps out at me, Doug, is just what a great race Tyler Reddick has put in today. He wins the stage, he gets the stage point, and now he's creeping up towards the top spot, showing a lot of patience, working his way back through the field. Outstanding day for Tyler Reddick.
Let's go now to the Infield Care Center.
Denny Hamlin interviewing you at the Care Center. What happened out on the track to end your day?
Just spun out and then got hit and knocked the toe link in. That was about it.
How do you describe the aggression out there today?
I mean, it's not much because you really can't get that close, you know, other than a restart. You can watch a couple laps on a restart, but after that, we get single filed out. It's kind of all she wrote. So it's just difficult to pass as we knew it would be. And, you know, we unfortunately caught that caution in stage 2 where let us get stage points, but I don't know that we were necessarily going for them. And then we went to last, and that was about where we ended up.
Your championship hopes still very much alive. You are advanced. How do you feel? Reset? Can you reset as a driver?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to some tracks now where you can control your own destiny and feel like these are all really strong for tracks for us. So really optimistic going over the next
from maybe Martinsville.
Tough day, but Denny Hamlin moves on.
We're getting set to go back to green with 22 to go. Let's set the top 10. A.J. Allmendinger, the leader. Ty Gibbs is second. Kyle Busch is third. Fourth, William Byron. Fifth, Joey Logano. Sixth, Tyler Reddick. Chris Buescher is seventh. Eighth, Brad Keselowski. Ninth, Alex Bowman. Austin Cindric is 10th.
Rest of the top 20 is Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace 13th, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson up to 15th, then is Chase Briscoe, Todd Gilliland, Harvick, Chastain, and Chase Elliott. They're in front of you, Brad.
87 for the restart.
You know, Billy Joel has a
here
song
we go.
called It's a Matter of Trust. Can A.J. Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs trust each other? They'll make it through the front stretch chicane on the restart.
I wouldn't trust Ty Gibbs as far as I can throw him.
Third time these two have locked horns
Green
on
flag.
a restart late in this race today at Charlotte Motor
22
Speedway.
to go.
They're now in the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out. Those two get close, but this time they don't touch. Allmendinger again will lead them to turn 1.
Allmendinger got a good launch, and he immediately moved down to take away that inside line from Ty Gibbs. He'll hold the race lead as Gibbs' car gets awful sideways. That's going to allow Kyle Busch to charge up the inside, looking for second to turn 3.
They pop into our view off of turn
that was
number 3.
nearly
And
another
Ty
yellow.
Gibbs sees Kyle Busch
The
go
contact
to his
between
inside.
Gibbs
It forces
and
the
Kyle
set
Busch.
wide,
That
but
was
he
Kyle
climbs back
Busch's
into
old
it.
car.
They want to go side by side, but Busch says enough is enough because he's got to protect his position from William Byron. Great
Here
battle
comes
for
Willie
second
B.
place. 7
Old
cars
Free
involved
Willie.
as they head toward turn number 6.
Tight quarter, second, third, fourth, fifth. There they all are. Ty Gibbs will lead that parade with Kyle Busch right behind him, William Byron, and rounding out the top 5, Tyler Reddick.
A.J. Allmendinger has to love what he would see if he looked in his rearview mirror. Probably doesn't have time to do that. Stretches the advantage over Ty Gibbs to about...
Austin Cindric around!
From Kyle Busch.
Pole-winning driver Tyler Reddick wants to continue to move up
Bubba
through
Wallace
the field.
shortcutting the chicane. That's a penalty.
Right on the back bumper of William
We'll see
Byron.
if the
And we have
two
a couple
gets
of
back
cars spinning
going.
through the backstretch chicane. One
And
of
he
those is
will.
Bubba Wallace, the other Austin Cindric.
No
Meanwhile,
caution.
the leaders hit the front stretch.
Watching to see if those cars in the chicane pull away, and it looks like they will. Meanwhile, A.J. Allmendinger says it's time to separate the dancer from the dance, and he is starting to pull away and gain a little distance on second place Ty Gibbs.
Get the penalty for shortcutting a
turn number 1
chicane.
for A.J. Allmendinger. The advantage is about 4 car lengths over Gibbs and Busch. The battle is for 4th as Tyler Reddick continues to try to charge
what happened
to the front.
here.
He is all over out William Byron into turn 3.
Slowly but surely over the
Flores
last 25
happened.
laps or so, Tyler Reddick
Domino
has flat
effect.
hit the button. He's got William Byron in the crosshairs now.
Domino
Byron
effect
makes a
heading
great
for the
exit off of
trilogy
turn number 4.
chicane.
He pulls out to a 2-car length advantage now with the start of a turn 6.
Tyler Reddick dominated stage 1, trying to get himself back to the
Those
front,
promos
about a
are right.
car length behind
This
William Byron
is
to get the
high-speed
battle for that
pinball.
4th position. Byron gets a great run out of turn number 7. He'll gap himself about 2 car lengths.
Ahead of them, Kyle Busch has reached that you gotta do what you gotta do stage of the race. His time is running out. He's trying to chase down second place Ty Gibbs, but so far not able to narrow that margin.
A.J. Allmendinger
Kyle
once
Busch
again
in a
pulling away
must-win.
from
Second
the
won't
field
do.
in the
He
lead.
needs
hits turn 11
to get to
and 12.
Allmendinger.
Ty Gibbs starting to pull away from Kyle Busch.
He needs
Kyle
to catch
Busch now
and
starting
pass
to feel just a
Allmendinger.
little bit of pressure from William Byron, and Byron's going to have
And
to
with
get
that
on the
wreck,
move because
Larson
we know
now plus
Tyler Reddick, he
26.
won the pole for this
2X
race.
plus
He wants to win the
24.
race.
After
plus
that
27.
incident on the back chicane, the lap before
Reddick
here,
plus
Bubba
27.
Wallace
Bell
blew
now
that
plus
chicane.
40.
He came onto the front stretch.
20 to
Parked.
go.
He took his penalty and has fallen back now to 31st.
Having the chance to watch the replay a couple of times, Bubba Wallace got a lot of help back there from Austin Cindric. Kyle Larson was in that mix. There were 3 or 4
Bubba
cars
Wallace on pit
all
lane.
jumbled up there. It's
His
not like
playoff
Bubba
run
just went through there and
is
blew
through.
through the chicane. He got a lot of help, and Bubba Wallace's playoff hopes probably disappearing here as he's on the pit lane, Alan Cavana.
Yeah, big domino effect there leading to all those situations. So they decided to call him in, check the damage quick, put 4 new tires on there, fuel, and he is away.
And behind him, Austin Cindric has brought his car in after that incident as well. Meanwhile, the next time by, just 19 laps to go in this race. We're getting deep into the 3rd and final stage. Mark Darrow with Doug Rice. Also out there in the turns, Rob Albright, Brad Gilly, Mark James, Nick Yeoman, Michael Young. On pit road, Brett
Through the
Goodwill and
backstretch
Alan
chicane.
Cavana and
Stand
Wendy
by, 19
Venturini.
to go.
I give hats off right now to that crew for A.J. Allmendinger, Mike Swiderski, the crew chief, and everybody there for getting that car operating at peak efficiency, Mark. You know he can wheel a car on a road course, and today, this is the best this car's looked all year.
Doug, it was scary yesterday. We said, I have speed. Now I just got to get the feel I want. Well, they obviously have figured out a way to give AJ the feel. The car looks great in clean air, and again, creeping away a little bit from Ty Gibbs. Kyle Busch, his hopes are fading. He's ran a great race.
On
He's
board
running
with that
3rd,
16.
but only 19 to go. They're back in 1.
Yeah, Kyle Busch has got to find whatever's
That's
left in
colleague
that
Chris
Chevrolet
Rice
and motor
on
into
that
the front.
16 pit
His
box,
playoff hopes
co-owners of
depend on
College
it.
Racing.
He's losing track of Allmendinger and Gibbs into turn number 3.
Yeah, the problem for him continues to be as he loses track of Gibbs, he starts to feel the pressure from William Byron. That is the case off of turn number 4. Byron pulls within about 3 car lengths. Tyler Reddick, we thought he was going to make a run at William Byron, but Michael Young, he faded to about 4 spots back, and they set up for turn 6.
Yeah, Kyle Busch giving it all he's got.
So
Still about 3 car
strong.
lengths behind second place running
In
Ty
the
Gibbs,
infield
then William
section
Byron, then Tyler
of the
Reddick.
oval.
The top 5, Rob Albright, have really settled down as they exit turn number 8.
They have, and I just noticed as I watched
Exiting
through the
the
balance
oval
of the
turns
top
1
10,
and
a
2,
great afternoon so
and
far
for
for
the
Ryan
trilogy
Priest.
chicane.
He's running in 9th and ahead of
18
Kyle
to go
Larson.
this
Off
time.
turn 10, here comes the race leader.
And the race leader, A.J. Allmendinger, sets it up for turn 11 and 12. Left hand, right hand. Ty Gibbs will follow him through. Kyle Busch is having a good day here today. The problem is he really needs to have a great one. Running in 3rd, hoping to win his way through the round of 8 into the round of 8 in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the leader hits the front stretch.
A.J. Allmendinger through the chicane here, nice and easy, steadily pulling away a little bit from Ty Gibbs each and every lap.
Lead is
Kyle
now
Busch back in 3rd, and it's Byron and
1.2.
Tyler Reddick. And the battle for the bubble
Wait for this
spot
to update.
has pretty much gone away, folks. Right now, Martin Truex Jr. is in the 8th and final spot, but he is 24 points to the good. Meanwhile, Ross Chastain is in 9th. He's 1 place below the cutoff line, but he is minus 24. So Mark, without anything really strange happening.
1.25 seconds
Don't want to get too far
to the
ahead
good
of
for
myself, but
Allmendinger.
With
18 to go.
laps to go, that's a lot to make up.
Then you have Brad Keselowski minus 28, Kyle Busch minus 32, William Byron minus 35. Here's the problem, you know.
It's Bubba Wallace minus.
I mean Bubba Wallace, I'm sorry. The problem, like for instance, for Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch. Busch is running third. Keselowski is running the 21st spot. He's got a little bit of room to move. Kyle Busch has no real room to move up to gain any points. He's got to win.
No, Kyle Busch has to go for the win right now if he wants to try to get in. We pretty much knew that going in. And Brad Gilly, that distance between him and second place Gibbs is pretty much stabilized.
Yeah, it is stabilizing. In fact, things have stabilized in the top 5 with Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick. The closest battle right now in the top 10 is for 6. Chris Buescher is chasing down Joey Logano.
You know, Doug, Kyle Busch is in this
position
because he got this round off to a terrible start. 34th at Texas, 25th at Talladega, and that just put him too far behind the 8th. No pun intended.
You're only allowed so many mulligans in the playoffs. Oh, we got a car spinning here at the exit of turn 14. That's Brad Keselowski. Ross Chastain must have blew the corner because he had to do a stop and go. Keselowski trying to refire his car, and he will pull away. And Brad Keselowski's playoff hopes have all but disappeared now. As he is minus 37. He's actually at the bottom of the 12 that were eligible to run. So Brad Keselowski, game effort this year, really helped turn that organization around, but it doesn't look like he'll be playing in the playoffs anymore.
And Doug, I think, you know, that'll maybe free him up to be a little more aggressive in the semi-final stage, if you will, and at Phoenix with those 4 races remaining in the season. Again, we leave here, we go to Las Vegas, PRN on the air next week, Cup Series qualifying and practice 12:30 Saturday, 3 o'clock. We've got the Alsco uniforms, 3:02 Xfinity Series race, the South Point 400 Sunday at 1:30 Eastern.
A.J. Allmendinger still comfortably out front right now, 1.5 second lead on the field. I want to take a quick second to thank our good friends from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network that are working with us again here. Nick Yeoman and Mark James have been at all of the Roval broadcasts, and this week we have brought along Michael Young. Guys, thanks a lot. Great job here covering cars with fenders this weekend. A few of them don't have fenders on them after being run over.
Exactly. Matter of fact, some get hit, they got wings. They just kind of pushed everything up just a little bit.
Looks as though the Ross Chastain,
days going from bad to worse. He's on pit road. He just blew the chicane, but it looked like him and Brad Keselowski went in there about 5 miles too far together. And so, again, they'll pit Chastain. Looks like they're going to change tires, give him a little more Sunoco fuel, send him back out there. But Chastain's had a great year, but it's going to end for him. Again, right now, we are about to be 15 laps from the end of the Bank of America Roval 400.
Oh, 99th round.
1.2 second lead.
And that is a caution.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal, and it's so easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max.
A lot of damage on that 99
ZMax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter to find out more about our full line of products. Z-Max for your car, big rigs, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant, available at your favorite auto parts store. There are only 8 left in the NASCAR playoffs when they come to Vegas. Who will take home the win? Playoff weekend returns, and it's going to be much cooler. It's October 13th through 15th, the South Point 400 NASCAR playoff race. Kids tickets are just $10 on Sunday, free on Saturday. And Friday is free to everyone. That's right, everyone. Concerts, camping, kids fun. We have everything to make the experience one for the memory. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, October 13th through 15th.
Welcome back to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we are under caution once again. It all started at the exit of turn number 6. It was the battle for that 11th position. Daniel Suarez had it, and Christopher Bell wanted it. They raced all the way to turn number 8, and Christopher...
Day on the Roval, we kind of anticipated that action might pick up for the flagman in this third and final segment. Let's go down to Brett McMillan.
Yeah, Suarez has come to a stop in his pit stall. They've gone around to the right side, taking a good look. What's going on over there? They're changing the tires, looking around, and we'll see if they're able to send him back out. You don't seem too concerned about the damage he has at this point in time, and they feel like I think it's okay at this point in time.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett McMillan. And under this yellow flag here, let's take our last local break during the race action. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Time to pull down on the handle and start rolling them here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
The green flag flies at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We're about to contest the Coca-Cola 600. We're racing at Texas Motor Speedway.
Now Keselowski goes way up the racetrack.
Here comes Harrison Burton. He rockets to the lead.
Trouble. Car goes around. It's Chris Buescher.
Joey Logano battles to the outside. They come back to the start-finish line.
Bubba Wallace looks inside. And now here's Byron. Takes a quick left to block him. They head back to one.
Here goes Ross Chastain. He's going to the bottom of the racetrack. Bubba goes up. Blaney hits the outside wall. Up turn 2. Christopher Bell. Do anything with it. He gets down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Briscoe dives to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side. They get loose. They spin. Now Tyler Reddick does the 360. So does Briscoe.
Heading into turn number 7 as he wraps it around. The crowd is cheering for Daniel Suarez here on this final lap.
Allmendinger gets into Alex Bowman. Ross Chastain back out to the front for the final time.
This is PRN.
Year-old just hasn't finished the races yet. Could this be one where he says, hey, I've got this one right in front of me. I'm going to get aggressive.
14 laps to go when the field gets back to the start-finish line, and that means we have entered the Toyota Commercial Free Zone, brought to you by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com.
So we'll get another restart, A.J. Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs, and I look at Kyle Busch running third. Doug, he has not shown the speed to go up there and take the positions away from Ty Gibbs and A.J. Allmendinger. However, if those two decide to tangle, he is more than capable of passing them.
Yeah, if we get Zwango Tango here, then all of a sudden Kyle Busch inherits the lead, and he would advance on to the playoffs. That's his only hope, as he's sitting there in the third spot right now. And even though hope is not a very good plan, I think Kyle Busch knows that this could easily happen. All you got to do is flash back to the first running of the Roval when Truex and Jimmy Johnson took each other out on the final turn, and Ryan Blaney went up and grabbed the win. Right now, not a lot of drama at the cut line. Martin Truex Jr., he's plus 32.
14 to go.
Next in line is Kyle Busch. He's minus 29. But that could all change if Kyle Busch wins. Then it puts Truex out.
Yeah, again, Keselowski is on pit road. Again, he is well below the line. He's 29. They're scoring Kyle Busch now minus 32. Bubba minus 32. I'm not sure what's going on here. Chastain minus 32. I think, and then minus 29, Brad Keselowski.
I think the play right now is with where Kyle Busch is out on the racetrack in the third spot. If he somehow or another, maybe Gibbs and Allmendinger tangle and Kyle wins, then that would kick Martin Truex Jr. out.
Yes, that would be a bummer of all time, as he's 29 points now currently above the cut line.
So
we've seen that kind of thing before as well.
But you kind of got to look ahead at these sort of scenarios. We knew coming in here these kind of strange things would play out. Coming in below the cut line were Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and Kyle Busch. Tyler Reddick is going to be the guy that hopscotches up, and he looks like he's pretty much a lock to get into the show. And the one that was above the cut line that gets knocked back down, it looks like that is going to be Brad Keselowski. Not been a good day for the Brad man.
Again, give it to 2311 Racing and Tyler Reddick's team. They have had a brilliant afternoon. They win the opening stage. They score 17 stage points, and here he is running up near the front. All he has to do now, Doug, is finish. Yes, they're going to press to maybe try to win, but he doesn't have to, and he's not going to take any kind of undue risk at this time. A.J. Allmendinger is your leader. He takes the outside of row 1 to his inside. It's going to be Ty Gibbs. And the third spot, William Byron, or rather fourth Byron, but he'll take inside of row 2 to his outside. It'll be Kyle Busch. Brad Gilley, how about the rest of it?
Well, I tell you what, every restart is a new opportunity, and as you talk about, they line up behind that Toyota GR Super Pace car with Allmendinger and Gibbs up front, William Byron, Kyle Busch behind them. Now you've got Tyler Reddick lined up to the inside of Joey Logano, Alex Bowman lined up to the inside of Chris Buescher. Behind them, Ryan Preece, you guys mentioned him up in the top 10. He's lined up to the inside of Kyle Larson, who is in a backup car and started this race all the way in the back. The pace car is making its way way into turn 14. And remember, every turn matters here at the Roval, and we have just a few of them to go as we start to wind this race down. Is this the final restart? We're about to find out.
So Jesse Dolivut takes that Toyota pace car onto the pit lane. Andy Ashbeck is getting ready to throw the green flag, maybe for the last time.
Green flag for the restart.
Ty Gibbs now easing into the Geico restart zone, leaning all over each other. Green flag is out. Allmendinger gets a jump. So does Kyle Busch on the outside of row number 2.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs, the big loser. He's going to be squeezed in the middle, and he may get kicked all the way back to 4th when it's all said and done. It's Allmendinger and Busch. Then it's side by side. Byron to the outside.
Allmendinger gets the better of Ty Gibbs. Kyle Busch the second. Ty Gibbs stopping fast.
A.J. Allmendinger has it. Busch is right there. But again, that side-by-side
drops to
battle
4th.
continues. As William Byron's going to nose
Oh, we got trouble.
Gibbs driving back as they climb the hill to turn number 6.
Well, Ty Gibbs trying to fight back the positions that he lost on the
And
start.
a caution.
Trouble at the exit of turn number 2. It is the Totino's Pizza Roll car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is on
Ricky
fire.
Stenhouse Jr. on fire. Caution is out for the 7th time.
Billowing out of that race car, fire underneath as well for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now Stenhouse will emerge the Daytona 500 champion. His car up in flames at the exit of turn 2.
And that is our 7th yellow flag of the day, coming here late in the action on the Roval with 13 laps to go. And Kyle Busch said, you know what, I'm not going to wait and let these guys crash in front of me. I'm going to at least pick one of them off as he got around Ty Gibbs, and now he's in the 2nd spot. And I think we're in for a heck of a restart when this thing gets going again.
You think Kyle Busch might be ready to drop the hammer? Is that what you're saying?
I think he's a desperate guy because he knows he's got to get up there and get this win to try to advance in the playoffs. I don't think it won't be malicious, but it's not going to be gentle either.
Desperate times,
desperate measures. We'll see if that plays out. So can't wait to see this restart here. I'm glad to see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. get out of that car. There were a lot of flames coming out from there, Nick Yeoman.
Yeah, it really was. It was scary there for a second because you could see Ricky pull that car to a stop, and he dropped the window net, and I think probably just all the wires and the cords and, of course, the Hans device. It took a couple seconds for him to get out of that car, but it is a ton of smoke that is billowed up in the air for that Chevrolet for the Daytona 500 champion Stenhouse. Again, safely out of that race car, but boy, that thing is burnt to a crisp.
You know, it's interesting. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. didn't leap out of the car, just kind of unhooked everything, eased his way out. I'm in a car that's on fire. I'm running.
Yeah, I'm getting away from there pretty quick, and
Stenhouse
pretty
is
grim
just
face
way too
expression
calm
there
there
for Ricky. And the year started off as good as your year can start off. You win the Daytona 500. That team, even though that was their only win, I felt like, Mark, they made a quantum leap forward this year, and they were much more competitive than we'd seen before. So Stenhouse out of the running here today, so that's another one that goes by the wayside here. So out of this race so far, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Andy Lally, and now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We have 4 cars officially out of the race.
And Stenhouse, again, 2 DNFs this year, now just make that 3. And that's a big leap forward for them. Usually in 2022, he had 9 DNFs, had 6 DNFs in 2021. I think this is where this team, Doug, made the big leap forward this year. They finished a lot more laps. I think winning the 500, locking into the playoffs so early, gave them a chance to kind of race a little more, laid back, and allowed Ricky to do that. So they have made a leap forward there. That's just their 3rd DNF of the year.
And that car is still out on the race course right now. They've got a wrecker hooked up to it. It's going to take a while, so we're going to burn at least a couple of more laps here on the Roval before we get refired and get to it. It takes a while to clean up after one of these cars catches on fire. You want to make sure all that residue is
lap 103
turned away.
is what
After they come by and hit the
targeting
timing
for a
line one more
restart.
time, we will give you the full field rundown here on the Roval, as it looks like we may be in the single digits mark when we go back to green.
It'll be pretty close. Again, they're still working on getting the Stenhouse car off the track, but again, Doug, under green it takes a minute 23 seconds or so. So under yellow, a lot longer than that. So this gives the safety crew some time to get it out.
You're looking for hungry drivers here. You got A.J. Allmendinger. The last time he won was on the road course up at Indy. He won the first running of that, so that's been a bit of a dry spell. For Kyle Busch, yeah, he's won 3 races this year, but he knows that he's got to try to find a way to get around A.J. Allmendinger and win this race so he can live to advance in the playoffs and get to the round of 8. That's where our drama is right now as we burn down the final laps.
For A.J. Allmendinger, Doug, you mentioned his last victory was Indy. That was in 2021. 79 races, 50 starts on the Cup Series for A.J. Allmendinger since that win. Let's go down now to O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporter Brett McMillan.
I'm here with Billy Scott, crew chief for Tyler Reddick. Well, you guys were very dominant at the early part of the race, and you're still sitting there in the top 5. Can you make a couple of moves here and get back to the front?
Yeah, he's just trying to manage it, keeping the big picture in mind. Of course, as it always does, it's going to come right down to the end on, watching the 8 battle for the win and us kind of closing the gap there on some of the others. So we're just going to kind of manage our risk, take it one lap at a time, and I think he's still got more left if he needs it.
How much are you still keeping an eye on the points at this point?
We are for sure. Yeah, that's what this is all about, right? We would have, feel like we'd be out front leading the race if we weren't worried about points. So, that's what matters first. So we'll watch it till the end.
Good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's Billy Scott, crew chief for Tyler Reddick, our pole sitter, still sitting in the top 5.
And currently 7th in the rankings, 28 points above the cut line. -2 going in, plus 28. Been a good day for Tyler Reddick.
I appreciate his honesty there from Billy Scott saying, no, we're watching the points. That's all that counts right now. We'd love to go out and win this, but the points is the point we're here. So Billy Scott, he knows exactly
right.
which side of the
Just
biscuit
been an
needs the butter
awful
put on
day
it here
for
today.
Brad
As we're getting
Keselowski.
down, it's going to be under 10 laps, I think, for the restart. It looks like NASCAR said 1 to go when they get to turn 8, so they have finally gotten the Stenhouse car off.
So A.J. Allmendinger, the leader. Kyle Busch is 2nd. William Byron 3rd. 4th, Ty Gibbs. 5th, Joey Logano. Tyler Reddick 6th. 7th, Chris Buescher. Alex Bowman 8th. 9th, Kyle Larson. Ryan Preece in 10th.
11th is Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell is 12th. 13th, Ryan Blaney. 14th, Chase Briscoe. Austin Dillon is 15th.
So we are setting up
16th
for
to Todd Gilliland.
a
Kevin
9-lap
Harvick
shootout.
17th. 18th, Martin Truex Jr. 19th, Justin Haley, and Eric Almirola is 20th.
21st, Zane Smith. 22nd, Ross Chastain. Austin Hill 23rd. Ty Dillon 24th. Then it's Corey LaJoie 25th. 26th is Bubba Wallace. Austin Cindric 27th. Harrison Burton 28th. 29th, Brad Keselowski. Josh Bilicki in 30th.
31st, Michael McDowell. He's had a myriad of problems today. Mike Rockenfeller is 32nd. 33rd, Daniel Suarez. 34th, and out of this race is Ricky Stenhouse Jr., followed by Andy Lally, Eric Jones. Denny Hamlin will finish 37th on the day.
So they've flashed the lights off that 2023 Toyota GR Supra Pace car, and we're about to go racing. Guess what, Doug? T-10 when they take the green flag.
Pretty good stuff. I can't wait to see the mad dash down to turn 1 here between Kyle Busch and A.J. Allmendinger. Lined up behind them will be William Byron and Ty Gibbs. And the way William Byron has played this year, Brad Gilly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he walks away with another trophy.
You know what? They have put themselves in a position to win many times. Among those 6 victories, not many of them have come from dominant performances. And this is what's going to be interesting. We know how good Kyle Busch is on restarts. He is going to restart in the inside
Toyota GR
lane
Super
when
Pace
they
car
come through the
to
front
pit
stretch
lane.
chicane in the Geico restart
10
zone.
laps
Kyle
to
Busch,
go.
A.J. Allmendinger, both very
Exclamation
antsy up
point
front.
restart in the
Toyota
chat.
GR Super Pace car making the left
Green
turn on the pit
flag
road.
is
We're about
out.
to go racing with 10
10 to go.
10 laps to go. 10 laps. Kyle Busch needs a win to advance. A.J. Allmendinger just wants a win. As they come through the chicane, they're already roughing each other up a little bit.
Here
the
comes
green
Free
flag
Willy.
is out.
William
Kyle Busch
Byron
pushes Allmendinger to the outside, but
to
Allmendinger
second.
gets a great jump on him. He will lead the pack down into 1.
Kyle Busch was quick on the accelerator out of that chicane. He got sideways and allows Allmendinger to chase away. Kyle Busch may lose second as well. Here comes William Byron. He'll take that spot into turn 3.
William Byron with a hard charge into turn number 3. He clears Kyle Busch, and now he'll set sail for A.J. Allmendinger. Busch trying to recover now. Pulls within a half a car length. Ty Gibbs giving chase now as they exit turn number 5.
The playoff hopes for Kyle Busch slowly fading away. He's going to have to retake that second position from William Byron, but he's starting to lose touch. About 2 car lengths separate those 2 cars as A.J. Allmendinger checks out to a 4-car length lead.
You wouldn't have blamed Kyle Busch if he'd put a serious bumper to A.J. Allmendinger. He ran him hard, but he ran him clean. That cost him a spot, however, as he rides back in
That
third.
clean run may have
Allmendinger
just
sets sail down
cost
the back
Kyle
stretch.
Busch.
A.J. Allmendinger pulling away 10 car
Teammates
lengths ahead of
battling it
William
out
Byron.
now.
Then it's Kyle Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch might not actually hang out
That'd
in
be
that
for
third
10th
spot.
and 11th.
Ty Gibbs is very aggressive on his back bumper, going through the backstretch chicane. Now as they climb the banking in turn number 13, Ty Gibbs is
Under braking,
following
it's
close
Chase Elliott
pursuit
to 10th.
of Kyle Busch onto the front stretch.
9 laps to go here at Charlotte. Kyle Busch had the same thing
9 to
happen
go.
to him that Ty Gibbs did, restarting with A.J. Allmendinger. Their moves didn't work, and they lost positions.
3
Leader back
wide,
in
that
turn 1.
will not
It
work
is
for
A.J.
long.
Allmendinger by about 3 car lengths over William Byron, who's starting to hustle that Hendricks Chevrolet to try to run down the race leader. He's got breathing room over Kyle Busch. Busch doesn't have that same breathing room over Gibbs in the 3.
On the initial lap, there's no question A.J. Allmendinger pulled out to an advantage, but William Byron pedaling it plenty hard. Although Allmendinger gets a great run up in turn number 4, really widens that gap.
Again,
Kyle
Allmendinger
Busch
is just
sees
so
Ty Gibbs
strong
starting
in
to turns
the
again as they
sections of
climb
this
the hill
road.
instead of for turn 6.
A.J. Allmendinger, then it's William Byron. That battle is for the 3rd position. Kyle Busch has it. Still has Ty Gibbs about a car length behind that rear bumper. They exit turn number 8. The front 4 are there together.
Kyle Busch goes from playing offense to now playing defense, trying to hang on to that 3rd spot to still keep him potentially in a position to catch race leader A.J. Allmendinger, who continues to paddle away.
A.J. Allmendinger
8 to
trying
go
to
this
turn
time.
perfect laps. Remember, even though William Byron has won his way through to
Too
the
far
round of 8,
slow.
5 more
He's
playoff
losing
points with the
positions.
win here today could make all the difference in him making it to the championship 4. William Byron doing everything he can to catch race leader A.J. Allmendinger.
A.J. Allmendinger, not a playoff driver, but he
8
has
to
been
go.
a player here today on the ROVAL as he leads by 3 car lengths over 2nd place William Byron. Nestled back in 3rd is Kyle Busch.
Into turn number 1, Allmendinger will see William Byron get about as close as he's been the last couple laps. Closes it down to about 2 or 3 car lengths. We may have a race for the lead here into turn number 3.
And starts to narrow ever so slightly now
Race
as they
for the
set up
lead
for
now.
turn number 3. William Byron on the hard
Allmendinger
charge.
holding it
really,
by about half a
really
second.
Pulling up on the rear wing.
Here comes
the rear
William
deck
Byron.
end of A.J. Allmendinger now as they set up for turn number 5. It's about a 3 car length advantage for Allmendinger at the setup at 6.
William Byron has done a great job these last 2 laps, just pacing himself, slowly chipping away at that lead of A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger's back end gets loose ever so slightly. It's down to 2 car lengths out of 8.
William Byron started the race in the 14th position, and up until stage 3 never ran much better than that, if
And
that
through
well at
Charlotte
all.
chicane,
Now he's in
under
position to
braking, it's
potentially
Allmendinger.
get yet another win on the season.
Like a
But he's got a
24
distance to
closing.
go if he wants to accomplish that.
William Byron continuing to close the gap. Turn 11, left hand,
number
right hand, turn number
301.
12. William Byron now closes it to within 2 car lengths as they climb the banking in
Into the
turn number
Toyota
13.
chicane.
Byron is absolutely catching the race leader, A.J. Allmendinger.
Last lap, the top 2
Looks
ran
to
the
the Turtles.
fastest 2
7 to
speed.
go.
Unfortunately for Allmendinger, it was Byron a 10th quicker. Here they are working their way through the front straightaway chicane across the stripe. 7 to go and back to 1.
William Byron so good at sneaking his way into race-winning potential and finding it in the closing laps. He is right there. It's now down to just a car
Byron's
length.
there.
A.J. Allmendinger has his hands full into turn number 3.
Normally, this is where A.J. Allmendinger has flexed his muscle today. William Byron not impressed by all of that. He is pulled up within a half a car length now. Allmendinger with a strong run up at turn number 4. They hit that short little straightaway. Now make the right-hander.
7 of 6.
Setting up for turn number 6. William Byron on the charge.
William Byron trying
charging.
to show this road car ace. He's a pretty good road course driver himself. 2 car lengths, now
Through
down
9
to
and
1.
10.
Here comes
Oval turns
William
1 and
Byron.
2.
He's
Here
closing
comes
down to
Byron.
a car length and a half.
With the great view of what's going on in front of him, Kyle Busch now becomes a cheerleader for
Byron
William
is
Byron,
there.
hoping he can get to the back end of the Allmendinger machine, rough him up a little bit, and
Charlotte
give Kyle
chicane.
one more
Still
shot.
no
the
good.
2 race leaders right together to the chicane.
A.J. Allmendinger blocks low going into the backstretch chicane. William Byron's going to
6
follow
to go
him
this
closely
time.
through. Tries to look to his outside as they exit the chicane. That's actually going to help A.J. Allmendinger. Now up into the banking. William Byron not
William
letting
Byron
him go.
is there.
In fact,
He
starting
is
to
right
close
there on
as
the
they
back
come off
bumper of
turn
16.
6 laps
6
to
laps
go
to
here
go
on
at
the
Charlotte.
ROVAL, and William Byron is right there as they fly through the front stretch chicane. Byron
Here to
almost
1.
touches the rear deck lid of Allmendinger's car. Kyle Busch is now close to within 2
Kyle
car lengths
Busch
of
is
3rd.
close.
That's right. For every corner that Byron waits, it's going to allow Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano in on the action
William
as
Byron
well.
cannot
It's
wait
a
to make
battle
a
for
move
the
any
race
longer.
lead. It's still a car length. A.J. Allmendinger hanging on in the closing lap. laps.
Hanging on indeed as he sets up for turn number 4. William Byron
This
is
is
right
setting
there,
up to
and
be
yet
another
here comes Kyle Busch.
iconic
Trying to
Roval
keep
finish.
pace is Ty
Iconic
Gibbs, but
and
back up front
chaotic.
is A.J. Allmendinger by 3 car lengths now as he climbs the hill on the turn number
Instead of
5.
a
A.J.
6.
Allmendinger about a car length and
Into
a half
7.
this time through turn number 6. William Byron's there, but a new player
turn
back
8
in this
into
game.
9 and
Kyle
10.
Busch has started to close back in on the rear decklet of William Byron. Those first 3 right there together out of 8.
And Ty Gibbs just a couple of car lengths back of Kyle Busch. Off turn 9, headed to the banking of turn number 10. Both the lead race drivers are at the bottom of the racetrack, right against the white line. A.J. Allmendinger's advantage, 3 car lengths.
A.J. Allmendinger with a little bit of breathing room, but not much as he makes a left-hand turn into the backstretch chicane. He's got a car length on William Byron. Byron
5
has
to
to
go
get on
this
the brakes
time.
in just a little bit, exiting the chicane. Now A.J. Allmendinger starting to pull away. Call it 4 car lengths as they hit the front straightaway.
There's going to be 5 laps and 85 turns left to go here in the Bank of America Roval 400 as A.J. Allmendinger flashes across the stripe. He's opened up a 3 car length gap over Byron, who's getting some heat again from Kyle Busch.
I'd give laps 100 and 101 to William Byron, but in the last 2, 102 and 103, A.J. Allmendinger has started to flex his muscles a little bit more. He's opened it up 2 to 3 car lengths over William Byron.
Ty Gibbs is not done yet either. He is on the charge now, chasing down Kyle Busch. He's pulled within a half a car length now as they exit turn number 4. Meanwhile, a more comfortable advantage for A.J. Allmendinger.
It's been like an accordion. It closes in, then opens back up, and this time for A.J. Allmendinger, he lets that number 16 machine sing through turn number 7. 4 car length advantage over the William Byron machine in second. That battle again on for third is Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs.
Has William Byron fired his best and last shot, or is he regrouping for one more attempt before we get to the checkered flag? Off turn number 10. The lead continues to grow for A.J. Allmendinger, now about 8 car lengths.
William Byron's going to have to hope for a mistake from A.J. Allmendinger, and that's a rare thing on a road course. Making the right-hand turn out of the backstretch chicane. A.J. Allmendinger continuing to pull away, but Ty Gibbs getting very aggressive with Kyle Busch for third. Ty Gibbs tries to drop on the apron in turn number 13. He thinks better of it and tucks in behind the 8.
That's a nice battle for third there with Ty Gibbs dogging Kyle Busch. Meanwhile, Allmendinger continues to lead.
Section.
And then that battle for third back there, Joey Logano says, hey, I want to get in on the fun. He's in fifth.
Kyle Busch versus his former team versus Joey Logano. It's a 3-car battle for that third position. Race leaders already out of turn number 2 as A.J. Allmendinger and William Byron slice their way into turn 3.
Joey Logano had a challenge for that 5th position by Tyler Reddick about a half a lap ago. Reddick is trying to regroup now after fading to about 4 car lengths back. Kyle Busch makes his way up at turn number 4, setting up for 5 with Ty Gibbs in tow now. They're nose to tail on turn number 5.
A.J.
Busch against his former car, his former team,
close back in, but
and
the
a former
tight battle is that
teammate.
battle for the third position. Kyle Busch about a car length and a half in front of Ty Gibbs, but Ty Gibbs gets a great run out of turn number 8.
Kyle Busch starting to slip and slide, just trying to hang on to this machine. The 2
Byron
leaders
8
continue
tenths
to
back,
dance away.
closing
It's
fast.
about 5 car lengths for A.J. Allmendinger.
3 to go
William
this
Byron
time.
still right there, ready to challenge.
William Byron seems to be gaining a little more speed now on A.J. Allmendinger as they go into the backstretch chicane. A 1
Oval
car
3
length
and 4
advantage for
into the
Allmendinger
Toyota
as they
chicane.
exit. Now he stretches it out to 2, 3 car lengths. William Byron goes a little higher on the banking, trying to carry just some momentum as they get the front stretch.
A.J. Allmendinger has
Dinger
led a
still
race
leading.
high 43 laps, but he needs to lead 3 more. He's across the start-finish line as he and William Byron begin to pull away from Kyle Busch.
And this one's starting to look like a 2-horse race, and that was a good pickup by Brad Gilly. William Byron is absolutely closing back in on A.J. Allmendinger. He's got it down to 2 car lengths. Mark James into the third corner.
It was on the
24
oval
have
portion
enough
off
in
the
the
chicane
tank
where he really started to
to get
close.
by
He
the
starts to close
16.
again at the entrance of turn number 4. Both get very low. The car washes wide upon exit. A.J. Allmendinger pulls away to about 5 car lengths now as they set up for turn number 6.
William Byron trying to put a little pressure on this savvy road course vet. He's closed it down to 3 car
to
lengths,
the
but
oval
A.J.
section, turn 9
Allmendinger
and
with
10.
a great run out of turn number 7.
Through the backstretch,
He's gapped
heading
it
for
back out
Charlotte
to about
chicane.
2.5 car lengths. But again, William Byron, a great run
Byron
at the
closing.
exit of turn 8.
Could it be deja vu of Roval number 1, where 2 guys got together, Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex Jr., allowing Blaney to win the race?
It would
I
not
don't
surprise
think
me
so.
if this was
They are continuing to motor away away from third running Busch.
William Byron trying to do everything he can to get a hometown win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but A.J. Allmendinger doing everything he can to keep that from happening. They exit the backstretch chicane. A.J. Allmendinger perfect now through this section of racetrack. William Byron not letting him go. The gap, 3 car lengths.
2 laps to go and they get back to the stripe. A.J. Allmendinger has not made one mistake over the last 15 laps. He holds William Byron at bay. He's 2 car lengths back. 2 laps remain here on the Roval as they fly into
Byron
Boy, they get
literally
really tight
nose
through that
to
chicane
tail.
and really tight into turn number 1 as well. It stays at about 2 car lengths.
White flag
William
next time by.
Byron
We
not
will have
close
ourselves an
enough to
official
show
race.
him a fender or give him the bumper, but he is making A.J. Allmendinger sweat into 3.
And should they get together at some point under a worst-case scenario for those two, still it's not a lock that it's going to fall to Kyle Busch because he continues to be under assault by Ty Gibbs, and Joey Logano is right there. Meanwhile, the leader set up for turn 6.
A.J. Allmendinger still about 2.5 car lengths in front of second place running William Byron. That battle for third still there as well. Kyle Busch, then Ty Gibbs is there, so too Joey Logano. So it's going to be a last-ditch effort. What does William Byron have for A.J. Allmendinger?
Maybe it's an angry A.J. Allmendinger who was denied an opportunity to go for a 5th straight win on the Roval in the Xfinity Series, but this would be bigger and better for A.J. 4 car lengths his lead.
Can William Byron outbreak him? He tries to do that, hanging into the left-hander of turn number 11. Pulls right up to the back bumper of A.J. Allmendinger, the right-hander in turn 12. Now they climb.
Here we go. Final lap at the Roval.
Allmendinger with a better launch out of the chicane. Still, though, as they hit the front straightaway.
Exclamation point, white flag in the chat.
Here they are working down into the left-hander, turn 15. Allmendinger works his way now back to the right, back to the left. White flag is out. He'll lead Byron to turn 1 for the final time.
One final opportunity through the left-hander of turn number 1 off the oval and into the road course. A.J. Allmendinger's lead is a car length and a half. William Byron continues to charge. He's got it down to another car length as they make the right-hander through turn 3.
Again, it's 4 through 7 where Allmendinger has made hay all day long. He pulls out to about a 2 car length advantage at the exit of turn number 4. William Byron pedaling for all he's worth. This short little straightaway that's set up for turn number 5. 3 car length advantage for A.J. Allmendinger.
The driver from Los Gatos, California, trying to take those 4 Xfinity wins, that experience that he gained, and transfer it to the Roval here and win his first Cup race. A.J. Allmendinger out of turn number 8 for the final time.
Byron trying to force one mistake on the part of A.J. Allmendinger, one that has not yet been forthcoming. Allmendinger will stretch it now. 6 car lengths over second place Byron as they charge off 10.
A.J. Allmendinger has been perfect since his final restart. He makes the left-hander into turn number 11. Now the right-hander into turn number 12. Still a couple more tricky parts of this racetrack, but as he climbs,
he is going to run out of time. Checkered flag flies, and it's Dinger. A.J. Allmendinger wins at the Roval.
Here today in the Bank of America Roval 400. He just has to make it through turn 17. He does so smoothly. Checkered flag for A.J. Allmendinger as he wins at the Roval, bettering William Byron by about 3 car lengths.
Coming across the stripe third, Kyle Busch. Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano round out the top 5. The rest of our final top 10, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, and Ross Chastain.
A huge win for Colleague Racing, Mark. It's been a disappointing season for them, both on the Cup side and the Xfinity side, and now they've got something to hang their hat on. They've got a trophy they can hang their hat on.
A.J. Allmendinger
Your
is
top
one
10.
tough customer when they get to road course racing. I don't care if it's
Allmendinger,
an IndyCar,
William Byron,
Xfinity
Kyle
Series,
Busch, Ty
or
Gibbs,
Cup. He
Logano,
is a tough man
and
to
Tyler
deal with
Reddick,
when
Chris
you gotta turn
Buescher,
left
Alex
and you
Bowman,
have to
Chase
turn
Elliott,
right.
9th,
Now,
and
let's
Ross
get down here to the
Chastain
playoff situation.
finishes 10th.
These 8 drivers will compete for the title when we move to Las Vegas next week. They are William Byron, and of course, Ryan Blaney, we knew that coming in. Denny Hamlin has clinched, along with Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, who was below the cut line coming in, Kyle Larson gets in, and Martin Truex Jr., the last car to transfer to the final 8.
So 1 below, made it above, 1 above, went down below. That was Brad Keselowski. He just...
All right, that is your round of 8, and that will begin next week at Las Vegas. I will be on at 2:30 p.m. Eastern to take you from green to checkers and everything in between. I will catch you next time, race fans. Peace out.